천국의 데자뷰 지금부터는 널 만나 인터뷰 네가 원한 모든 걸 다 줄 수가 있어 너의 어두운 모습까지도 Come into my world want you now want you now 내게로 와 We got the soul 이대로 우리 맘을 열어 너에게 난 나에게 새로운 미래를 로종 날 손을 놓지 않을게 Trust in me Baby I can see 마치 천국의 데자뷰 지금부터 난 널 만나 인터뷰 네가 원한 모든 걸 다 줄 수가 있어 너의 어떤 모습까지도 Come into my world Won't let you down Won't let you down 내게로 와 In my new world
Good evening, Shimsa. Okay, thank you so much for coming to this event. Before we start, we want to do a pantun to welcome all of you guys. So, jalan-jalan lihat kapal. Kapalnya banyak kutu.
Cakep.
Okay, thank you, Shiva. Welcome to IFMSA Festival by Shimsa Indonesia 2022. Okay, thank you all for coming. My name is Tasha Edlin as the president for Shimsa Indonesia.
And my name is Hiden Rashifa as Human Resource Development Director CIMSA. And today, both of us will be your Master of Ceremony during this IFMSA Festival. I hope everyone is excited today because this event will be very insightful for all of us, isn't it, Tasha?
Of course, Shiva, because today we held the first ever IFMSA Festival by CIMSA Indonesia that has speakers who already have amazing careers in IFMSA and will especially give us more insight about the IFMSA itself. Furthermore, they will tell us their experience and share their tips and tricks for joining IFMSA. Sounds really interesting, right?
Yes, I agree. Maybe some of the participants today are wondering why we are holding this event. Because recently IFMSA is opening registration for international team and program coordinators. And hopefully through this event can help our members to learn more about ITPC. To all of you who are interested in becoming ITPC, the registration is still open until 1st September 2022. For further information, you can open this link bit.ly/ITPC-WHA 2022. Okay, this is in the chat box. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Shiva. But before we start, let's pray together for the smooth running of this event. Pray begin. Okay, finish. All right, and by the way, before we start the presentation session, it's incomplete if we haven't introduced our speaker first. For the first session, we will have General IFMSA with Dr. Muhammad Gilang Dwi Putra. Dr. Gilang has several amazing experience at the IFMSA, which Dr. Muhammad Gilang Dwi Putra has served as IFMSA SCORI Supervising Board 2019 to 2020 and IFMSA SCORI Projects Development Assistant for 2020 to 2021, and IFMSA SCORI Supervising Board for 2020 to 2021, and IFMSA Supervising Council for 2021 to 2023. And it's such amazing careers at the IFMSA for Dr. Gilang. Let's welcome Dr. Muhammad Gilang Dwi Putra. How are
Hello,
you, Dr. Gilang?
everyone. Yeah, I'm fine. How are you,
Yeah,
Tasha?
it's good for me too. Thank you, Doc. And it's such a nice opportunity to have you here. So without any further ado, it's time for yours.
Okay, thank you, Tasha. So today I would like to share to you about the general IFMSA. And thank you for all for coming to this session. I hope if you have done coming to this session, you would like to join the international team soon, because the IFMSA have a lot of opportunities, and today it's open for international teams and programs coordinators, and also the WHO assistant. It's open now. And I will share my screen. Okay. Before start, let me again introduce myself. I am Muhammad Gilang Dwi Putra, a medical doctor from Indonesia. And I was currently a member from CIMSA Universitas Andalas, Padang. And now I'm working at Sumedang Regional Hospital. So today I will share and just sharing my new information about the IFMSA. Okay, so first it's like a general training that you have been done in your locals, I think. But there is a new information as per IFMSA is stand for International Federations of Medical Student Associations, and it was founded in 1951. It's the biggest medical student organization in the world. And as per August 2022, the IFMSA have 139 members from NMOs from 130 countries around the world. Okay, so Tasha, sorry, I forgot. Jadi sekarang aku akan bilingual ya, jadi agak-agak anak jaksel ya guys, sorry. Okay. Sorry, Arya, because I will present it by bilingual Indonesian and English. Okay. Jadi intinya berarti teman-teman bahwa IFMSA adalah sebuah organisasi terbesar buat mahasiswa kedokteran di dunia. Nah, saat ini ada 139 anggota yang tergabung dalam IFMSA yang terdiri dari 130 negara. Jadi IFMSA adalah satu-satunya organisasi nih guys yang paling besar. Iya, bilingual. Oke, so ini adalah IFMSA NMO. Jadi banyak sekali istilah-istilah mungkin ya, yang mungkin banyak member-member di sini yang masih kurang tahu gitu ya, karena kayak apaan tuh gitu ya. Nah, jadi di IFMSA masing-masing anggotanya itu dipanggil atau bukan dipanggil, disebut ya, yaitu National Member Organizations atau NMOs. Nah, NMO sendiri itu ada tipe-tipenya. Yang pertama ada full members, dia punya voting right. Yang kedua ada associate member, dia menjadi anggota tapi tidak punya voting rights. Dan juga ada candidate members, yang dimana dia akan applying for IFMSA membership. Jadi dia sedang berproses gitu. Mungkin kayak di CIMSA ya, kalau di CIMSA itu ada lokal sama, aku lupa namanya. Boleh dibantu? Astagfirullahaladzim. Apa sih? Observer. Nah,
Server Kak.
ya, observer ya. Oke. Jadi kalau di CIMSA adanya lokal dan observer. Nah, kalau di IFMSA ada full members, associate members, sama candidate members gitu. Dan CIMSA saat ini menjadi full members di IFMSA untuk merepresentasikan Indonesia. And kita lanjut. Masih semangat ya teman-teman ya di malam-malam ini? Oke. So for the IFMSA region, ini tuh mengikuti dari regional yang ada di WHO, ya. Jadi di WHO negara-negara secara di dunia itu dibagi menjadi 5 region. Ada Afrika, Amerika, Asia Pasifik, Eastern Mediterranean, and Europe. Nah, Indonesia sendiri itu masuknya ke Asia Pasifik, ya, gitu. Nah, cuman sekarang itu ada perbedaan gitu ya. Ada beberapa, mungkin teman-teman ada yang lihat open call for WHO regional sessions gitu ya. Ada Southeast Asia, ada Eastern uh, Asia Pacific, something like that. Tapi kalau Indonesia masih masuk ke Southeast Asia, ya, gitu. Nah, untuk General Assemblies ya, jadi in IFMSA we have two General Assembly, ada 2 General Assembly yang kita laksanakan. Itu ada yang kemarin ada August meeting dan juga ada March meeting. Jadi selalu ada 2 kali selama setahun. Nah, jadi buat member-member nih yang datang hari ini, yang misalnya pengen cobain datang ke IFMSA General Assembly, datang aja. Seru banget, banyak event-event yang unexpected gitu. Nah, ada apa aja sih event-event yang unexpected tadi gitu ya. Jadi yang pertama ada kalian bisa ketemu gitu ya dengan berbagai berbagai mahasiswa kedokteran ya, manusia-mahasiswa kedokteran dari belahan dunia lain gitu kan. Bukan dunia lain hantu ya, dunia lain, belahan dunia yang lain. Nah, jadi teman-teman nanti bisa ketemu tuh sama dari Amerika, orang-orang dari Amerika, ada Afrika, Eropa gitu ya. Terus dari Asia juga. Nah, di situ teman-teman tuh bisa berdiskusi, terus bisa sharing-sharing kayak, oh ternyata orang ini tuh begini gitu-gitu. Dan teman-teman bisa sekalian juga menyebarkan informasi tentang Indonesia gitu. Jadi kayak merepresentatifkan Indonesia di mata dunia. Keren kan? Kayak menjadi kayak ala-ala konsulat gitu atau diplomat gitu, tapi di satu event besar sedunia. Nah, selain itu banyak sekali kayak keputusan atau kebijakan atau policy statement bahasanya di IFMSA yang bisa dipaparkan oleh kalian. Mungkin kalian mau memberikan informasi-informasi kepada dunia kalau misalnya Indonesia tuh sedang seperti ini loh. Nah, gimana kalau di negara kalian yang lain? Nah, biasanya Indonesia mengirimkan berbagai statement gitu ya yang akan berkaitan dengan isu-isu topik yang terjadi di dunia gitu. Nah, selain itu juga ada beberapa soft skill, ada training-training juga, terus ada booth juga, terus ada apa? Ada National Food and Drink gitu ya. Jadi ada makanan-makanan, terus juga ada action fair gitu. Itu overall about the General Assemblies gitu. Nah, for your information, kalau buat teman-teman yang udah pernah ikut apa GA-nya CIMSA, CIMSA kan 3 ya. Nah, kalau di CIMSA mungkin agak beda formatnya kalau di IFMSA. Gitu. Cuman ya ada mirip-miripnya ya untuk alur sidang. Tapi untuk atmosfernya itu berbeda karena kita ketemunya orang-orang yang latar belakangnya beda semua. Oke. Nah, selain dari General Assembly, the IFMSA have a regional meeting ya. Jadi kalau untuk di Asia Pacific, we have Asia Pacific Regional Meeting kemarin ya di Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Nih ada beberapa ininya ya. Di IT ada Arya, terus juga ada Putas ya yang menjadi IT di Asia Pacific. Nah, buat teman-teman yang mungkin kayak aduh kejauhan kalau General Assembly-nya misalnya nanti March meeting itu di Estonia di Europe. Nah, mungkin kalau misalnya di APRM next itu di Philippines ya, di Philippines kan dekat tuh dari Indonesia ke Filipina, bebas visa, tiket juga nggak mahal gitu ya, masih mahalan ke Raja Ampat daripada Manila gitu. Jadi ya udah ke sana aja gitu ya. Kalau bisa sih kesempatan yang kayak gini tuh daftar aja guys, gak usah takut pakai bahasa Inggris. Jadi pede-pede aja gitu ya, karena biasanya orang-orang kita nih, aduh takut, bang nggak bisa bahasa Inggris gitu ya, nggak apa-apa, cuek aja gitu. Toh kita juga yang penting itu ngerti aja satu sama lain. Gitu. Terus ya insya Allah mungkin ya CIMSA mau ngadain APRM ya ditunggu aja sama aku ya gitu. Nah jadi sebenarnya di masing-masing regional itu dia suka ada regional meetingnya ya. Nah ada yang di Europe biasanya di bulan April, kalau di Timur Tengah buat teman-teman yang pengen ke Timur Tengah itu ada di bulan Februari, Amerika Januari, atau Afrika itu Desember ya gitu. Tapi aku belum pernah lihat sejarah ya orang Asia Pasifik datang ke regional lain, tapi kalau regional Europe itu mereka sering datang tuh ke Timur Tengah juga IMR karena dekat kali ya. Oke. Nah, kalau ini pasti sudah tahu ya, karena CIMSA juga sama gitu ya, punya standing committees. Nah, jadi standing committees CIMSA sama IFMSA sama ya. Jadi kita ada 6 standing committees, itu ada ya Skopisko, Risko, Meskov, Skoras, Corp ya. Dan every standing committee have the directors. Jadi di-lead oleh directors. Nah, kalau misalnya selain itu di standing committees juga mereka punya international team yang sekarang lagi buka ya, ada development assistant, ada regional assistant, terus juga apa lagi ya kalau standing committee itu juga ya mirip di Indonesia mungkin national committee ya, orang-orangnya maksudnya ada timnya masing-masing, dan itu juga bisa menjadi teman-teman yang mau daftar gitu. Terus nah, ini tentang external affairs ya di CIMSA. Jadi, external affairs di kok jadi CIMSA, di IFMSA. Di IFMSA itu banyak ya. Jadi banyak sekali external partner gitu ya, external partner yang bekerja sama dengan IFMSA, terutama organisasi-organisasi mahasiswa kesehatan lainnya. Di sini ada veterinary students, pharmaceutical students, terus ada dentistry students. Jadi a lot of organization we have a collaboration. Selain itu juga UN bodies, WHO ya, WFMI. Jadi kita ini IFMSA ini memiliki banyak sekali ya kolaborasi dan juga kerjasama yang berkaitan dengan IFMSA, karena di dunia internasional pun banyak sekali involve ya dari youth. Mungkin teman-teman suka mantengin ya Instagramnya IFMSA atau CIMSA gitu ya, ada beberapa delegasi yang kemarin datang ke WHA ya, World Health Assembly di Geneva gitu ya. Terus juga apalagi ya, kalau misalnya external affairs tuh banyak ya, kalian juga bisa ada internship. Nah, mungkin teman-teman sering lihat di TikTok itu WFH internship. Nah, IFMSA juga provide. We have several internship. For example, like internship di WME ya, World Federation for Medical Education. Di situ kan teman-teman bisa internship di sana dan remote dan digaji. Gitu. Jadi itu ada beberapa several information. Nah, kalau mau lebih tahu itu boleh hubungin LO bukan LUNA ya buat teman-teman CIMSA. Oke. Jadi keren banget kan. Jadi anak muda tuh diperhatikan. Nah, gitu. Selanjutnya, oke, ini adalah IFMSA programs. Nah, jadi IFMSA itu memiliki IFMSA Programs namanya. Kenapa dibuat IFMSA Programs? Biar aktivitas yang dilakukan di negara-negara atau contohnya kayak di CIMSA-CIMSA lainnya, ya istilahnya, itu bisa terkoneksi satu sama lain dan terfokus dengan masing-masing topik yang menjadi fokus utama. Nah, di sini masing-masing IFMSA Programs itu dikepalai oleh Programs Coordinator. Nah, kalau di Indonesia ada nih salah satunya adalah Kak Asyandi Triyoga ya, menjadi Programs Coordinators for Mental Health Issues ya, gitu. Nah, si PC ini ngapain? Dia itu adalah melakukan kerjaan paperworks ya. Jadi nanti ada dijelasin di selanjutnya. Nah, untuk IFMSA Programs ini yang terakhir ya. Ini ada banyak sekali, ya mungkin CIMSA juga punya CIMSA Programs ya. Cuman ada perbedaan beberapa topik, cuman rata-rata hampir sama, satu sama lain. Gitu. Ya sama kayak di CIMSA ya, aktivitasnya ada project, campaign, celebration, workshop. Nah, pasti teman-teman ada itu di training aktivitas ya, aku tahu itu. Jadi ya pasti sudah tahu. Oke. Nah, selanjutnya, nah di sini ada VPCB elect, ada Arya. Jadi IFMSA itu provide capacity building for all of medical students around the world ya. Jadi we provide trainings, workshop. Nah, trainings dan workshopnya itu it's not only about the medical science ya, tapi kita memprovide medical students itu bisa mengasah kemampuan hal lain, soft skill di dunia kedokteran. Contohnya communication skills, leadership, time management, terus apa lagi ya? Renstra mungkin, strategic plan, atau apa lagi? hal-hal yang mungkin tidak akan diajari di kuliah. Nah, di sini diajarkan karena ini jujur aku sudah menjadi dokter ya, topik-topik CIMSA yang aku pernah datang di NLS terutama ya, atau di OM, itu tuh kepake banget. Atau mungkin di training lokal ya, karena ada beberapa topik juga di training locals, itu juga related banget dengan kehidupan aku yang masih dokter internship, apalagi nanti kalau sudah kerja beneran gitu ya, jadi aku nggak harus belajar lagi gitu. Nah, workshop, bedanya workshop, kalau workshop itu teman-teman involve di kegiatannya. Contohnya kalau di IFMSA, we have workshop for disaster management di Italy ya, jadi kerjasama gitu ya, kerjasama dengan universitas yang aku exchange, UPO di Italia ya. Jadi itu ada workshop about disaster management. Nah, kebetulan kan Indonesia negara disaster ya, maksudnya bukan disaster, maksudnya banyak sekali bencana yang terjadi di negara kita. Nah, itu mungkin jadi salah satu ini ya, daya tarik ya buat Indonesia sebenarnya. Oke, selanjutnya untuk capacity building that we have, itu ada pre-regional meetings. Jadi pre-APRM itu ada several workshop and trainings-nya. Terus ada pre-general assembly, ada TNT, TNET, TMAT, gitu-gitu ya. Training for trainers and everything. Terus juga ada sub-regional trainings atau SRT. Nah, ini juga sama. Jadi, setiap ada open training and workshop, itu teman-teman bisa daftar tuh ke Hidayah tuh HRD-nya ya? HRD-nya kan? Nah, tanyain ke Hidayah, Shiva panggilannya. Oke, dah tanya ke Shiva ya. Ini bener gak ya? Aku sotil banget.
Benar, benar.
Oke, ya. Jadi tanyain tuh Kak Shivanya, kepoin di line ya, dichatin, Kak ada SRT di mana gitu. Mungkin teman-teman mau SRT terdekat kalau nggak salah di sebentar aku forgot. Portugal kalau nggak salah ada ya, atau di Afrika ada sih. Kalau nggak salah 2 negara itu ya, itu boleh teman-teman daftar gitu. Iya kan tuh. Oh, sekarang juga ada National Training Disaster Medicine tuh kata honorapnya lah kayaknya ini ya. Ya, honorapnya. Daftar guys. Oke. Nah, terus juga di IFMSA itu banyak trainingnya tuh nggak hanya offline, mungkin kayak ada terkendala biaya, terus kayak kejauhan gitu ya. Jadi kita juga provide online trainings gitu. Ada beberapa several online trainings yang di-provide oleh international teams. Contohnya kalau di Skori dan Skopi itu ada academic quality online courses. Gitu. Ya. Nah, sekarang kita bahas about the IFMSA leadership. Jadi kalau misalnya untuk leadership di IFMSA, it's called IFMSA Team of Officials. Consists of executive board, regional directors, standing committees, liaison officers, and also the supervising council. Jadi selain ada subco juga ada international team assistant dan juga programs coordinators. Tuh. Jadi semuanya dibilang team of officials. Nah, ini team of officials kemarin di Tom. Oke. Yang pertama akan aku bahas about the executive board. Nah, kalau executive board di CIMSA itu cuma 5 ya. Ya, 5. Nah, kalau di IFMSA itu ada 7. Ya, ada 7 executive board, salah satunya yang hadir pada hari ini, elect Arya as a VPCB elect, Vice President for Capacity Building elect for 2020-2023. Nah, apa aja sih kerjaannya executive board? Executive board adalah kepalanya dari IFMSA. Nah, dia itu terdiri dari presiden, vice president for activities, finance, members, external affairs, and public relations and communications. Agak berbeda ya dengan CIMSA gitu. Nah, kalau IB ini ngapain sih kerjaannya? Ya namanya IB dia mengepalai atau mengkoordinir segala aktivitas yang dia koordinirkan. Sesuai judulnya. Kalau VPF berarti finance. Kalau activities dia tuh sebagai juga Secretary General IFMSA ya, Vice President for Activities itu. Karena di sini kan nggak ada sekjennya Kak gitu ya. Jadi sekjennya itu si VPA. Terus ya ada marketing, finance, administration, itu VPA juga, dan development about the NMOs. Nah, for the elections, the executive board itu di March meeting. Jadi teman-teman nih kalau ada yang mau daftar jadi IBI, amin ya Allah ya, dari Indonesia ada lagi gitu ya. Itu di March meeting 2023 nanti ya di Estonia. Terus untuk yang lainnya itu di August meeting 2023 belum ada, mungkin Cimsa berminat ya. Oke. Ini promosi engkol-engkol terus dari tadi. Jadi ini Executive Board 2021-2022 ya. Oke. Ada Amin, Presiden, Ines, VPI, terus ada Zain, VPCB, ada Mustafa, VPPRC. Di sini ada anaknya ya. Tadi aku lihat ada Satria ya. Terus juga ada Mariona sebagai Vice President for Members dan President Elect ya. Oke. Nah, kalau ini Supervising Council, jadi Supervising Council ini adalah kayak di Cimsa ya. Cuman kalau Supervising Council ini biasanya kita geng-geng zaman baheula, Cimsa IFMSA zaman baheula ya. Jadi rata-rata kita sudah kebanyakan sudah lulus gitu ya. Jadi ngapain aja sih Sabko itu? Kita tuh melihat segala sesuatu keputusan yang diambil oleh executive board dan officials. Jadi intinya sih kita mengkritisi ya segala keputusan dan kebijakan yang mereka ambil. Dan kalau misalnya sudah tidak keep on the track, biasanya nanti kita ada reminder-reminder gitu yang akan muncul. Tapi keputusan di Sabko ini nggak harus diikutin oleh IBI gitu. Jadi kita hanya memberikan rekomendasi-rekomendasi. Selain itu juga kita bisa melakukan investigasi. Nah, kayak silet ya. Ini anak-anaknya zaman silet nggak ya? Jadi jadi investigasi terhadap officials gitu ya yang bermasalah gitu. Yang akan berefek ke IFMSA. Terus juga Sabko bisa menjadi tempat curhat untuk seluruh officials. Jadi aku sering menjadi tempat curhat gitu. Jadi ini ada 7, ada 6 ya sekarang, dan next term ada 7. Oke, selanjutnya ada regional directors. Jadi regional directors itu adalah dia kayak kepanjang tangannya dari IBI gitu ya untuk works in regional levels. Jadi ada 7 tadi ya sesuai dengan regionalnya. Asia Pacific ada Michelle ya. Dari AMSA Philippines, dan untuk ileknya ada aduh aku susah nyebutnya, pokoknya dari Malaysia. Terus apa lagi? Oke. Nah, untuk RD ini mereka tuh akan meng-held the regional meetings gitu ya. Jadi mereka tuh yang akan menghandle regional meetings-nya, dan juga banyak sekali kegiatan-kegiatan international team juga yang akan dia handle gitu sebagai regional directors, yaitu menjadi kepala dari regional teamnya. Ya, Shin. Aduh, sorry ya, aku nggak bisa. Itu kayaknya pronunciation-nya salah. Oke. Terus ini ada co-directors, salah satunya ada yang dari Indonesia ya, ada Kevin dari menjadi Scory Director. Terus juga ada Skome, ya ada direkturnya juga. Terus ada juga dari Skora direkturnya, Skopi juga, Skov juga. Jadi mereka ini yang mengepalai dari masing-masing standing committees, dan mereka juga punya tim yang masing-masing. Nah, Co-Director ini juga bertanggung jawab ya untuk the development of federation's core activities. Jadi aktivitas di IFMSA itu tetap tergantung dari standing committees. Oke. Nah, selain itu ada license officers ya. Kalau di CIMSA kan ada license officers juga ya. Nah, bedanya apa? Kalau di IFMSA, license officers itu dia sama sih, dia sebagai wajah pertamanya IFMSA di external partners gitu ya. Nah, tapi beda aja ininya topiknya. Kalau di IFMSA, license officers-nya berdasarkan topik-topik di standing committees. Nah, itu selain standing committees ya, ini kan ada medical education issues, public health, dan lain-lain. Ada license officer to WHO, terus ada license officer to student organizations, tapi sudah di-amended, jadi LSR, license officer for medical science and research issues. Nah, mereka itu yang akan menjadi jembatan antara IFMSA dan external partner. Biasanya mereka collaboration sama directors. Nah, ini programs coordinators. Jadi kalau programs coordinators itu adalah sebuah kumpulan orang-orang gitu ya, mereka yang akan bekerja untuk kolaborasi antara tim officials dan national member organizations untuk memonitoring assessment and recognition activities dan projects. Jadi kerjaannya mereview ya segala aktivitas-aktivitas yang berjalan di IFMSA dan memberikan insight-insight gitu. Misalnya ada aktivitas tentang vaksinasi gitu ya. Nah, itu nanti ada si program koordinatornya yang akan memberikan informasi dan lain-lain. Nah, ini ya banyak ya. Banyak nih teman-teman yang mungkin, aduh aku suka banget nih sama isu gender-based violence gitu. Aku pengen deh daftar program coordinators. Daftar aja. Nggak harus punya background sebagai officials CIMSA, nggak harus punya officials lokal. Member aja pun itu akan sangat dihargai. Asal teman-teman passionate dengan topiknya. Oke, so that's it about the IFMSA. Ini ringan-ringan aja ya. Sebenarnya ini lebih mengingatkan kali ya buat teman-teman. Untuk training-training lokalnya, itu ini pasti training-training lokal member baru sih. Nah, buat officials, terus untuk apa lagi? Ya, untuk Ofinas juga nih, atau pendahulu Ofinas, itu yang mau daftar lagi mungkin jadi refresh. Oke, that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Dr. Gilang for the clear explanation about IFMSA in general. That was such a nice explanation. Selanjutnya kita akan masuk di sesi tanya jawab. Supaya lebih santai, teman-teman bisa menggunakan bahasa Indonesia untuk tanya jawabnya. And sorry for Arya, we use bahasa in question and answer. Oke, untuk teman-teman yang ingin bertanya mungkin bisa untuk langsung raise hand aja. Atau kalau misalnya ada yang malu-malu mau ngasih pertanyaan di kolom chat juga boleh banget. Ayo, kalau misalnya ada yang mau ditanyakan ke Kak Gilang nih, mumpung kita ada pembicara langsung dari IFMSA.
Yes, benar banget nih teman-teman. Kapan lagi kita dapat narasumber keren? Udah sampai soft call loh Kak Gilang, guys. Oke, mungkin ada pertanyaan pertama dari Kak Satria. Silakan Kak.
Halo, selamat malam Dokter Gilang.
Ya,
Suara
malam.
aku kedengeran nggak ya? Oh iya.
Kedengeran.
Tadi kan ngebahas sedikit ya Pak Dok tentang General Assembly sama Regional Meeting. Gimana ya pertanyaannya? Nah itu kan sebenarnya registration fee dan di luar dari itunya kan untuk beberapa teman-teman itu relatif lumayan mahal gitu ya Kak ya. Dan mungkin kalau misalkan ada yang berminat apply ke international team tertentu, dibutuhkan pengalaman yang relevan gitu menghadiri General Assembly ataupun Regional Meeting. Itu sebenarnya ada solusi nggak sih Kak? Kalau misalkan merasa bahwa registration fee ataupun travel fee-nya gitu ya, kalau misalkan tempatnya jauh, itu gimana? Terima kasih. Dok.
Oke, dikumpulin dulu kali atau gimana, Tas? Sorry. Ya, Tas ya.
Oke, boleh Kak mungkin langsung dijawab?
Oh, oke, thank you. Thank you Satria for the questions. Betulnya dia pernah ketemu aku nih pas lagi ship. Jadi untuk pertanyaannya bagus banget ya. Kayak gimana Kak untuk finance things gitu ya. Jadi sebenarnya kalau untuk aktivitas di IFMSA itu tergantung kamu terdaftarnya jadi officials atau menjadi international teams. Jadi kalau international teams mungkin lebih wajibnya untuk yang regional itu datang ke regional meeting ya. Nah, regional meeting di timnya. Nah, kalau misalnya untuk masalah kayak untuk menjadi officials itu teman-teman wajib untuk datang ke General Assembly. Nah, untuk masalah finance, insya Allah nanti akan ada jalannya. Kalau menjadi officials itu biasanya di-provide sama IFMSA. Jadi nggak usah worry about that. Makanya daftar aja officials gitu. Terus menarik ya. Ini aku jadi kayak promotion. Terus buat untuk masalah kayak aku masih member aja Kak, gimana aku bisa dapat kalau mau berangkat ke luar negeri gitu untuk General Assembly. Biasanya teman-teman bisa mencoba untuk cari sponsor ya, baik di kampus maupun di organisasi lain karena aku coba dulu ke kampus dan alhamdulillah dapat. Karena ini kan mewakili universitas, biasanya mereka akan bangga gitu loh. Aku biasanya menjualnya menjadi satu-satunya mahasiswa kedokteran yang akan mewakili Indonesia di sebuah apa namanya meeting yang sangat penting. Nah itu biasanya mereka kayak oke 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 gitu. Jadi pintar-pintarnya kita untuk mengajukan proposal. Nah mungkin selain itu adalah proposal dari orang tua kali ya, gitu. Proposal orang tua mungkin bisa dicoba juga. Gitu sih mungkin dari aku saat. Tapi kalau untuk untuk international teams itu tidak harus wajib ya datang ke General Assembly. Karena sekarang IFMSA lebih fleksibel, bisa online juga. Gitu.
Oke, terima kasih banyak Kak Gilang untuk jawabannya. Mungkin dari Kak Satria, apakah sudah terjawab, Kak?
Sudah.
Tasya, boleh aku tambahin
Masih
sedikit?
banyak.
Oke, boleh banget Kak Putri, silakan Kak.
Oke, jadi terima kasih banyak untuk kesempatannya teman-teman dan tadi Dokter Gilang juga sudah menjelaskan dengan cukup komprehensif ya cara-cara untuk mendapatkan financial support. Di sini sebenarnya ada satu cara lagi teman-teman buat teman-teman yang nanti akan menjadi international team. Sebenarnya ini terbuka untuk semua member IFMSA, bukan cuma untuk international team atau program coordinator atau regional team, tapi benar-benar terbuka buat semua member. Jadi kita itu ada yang namanya IFMSA TAF atau Travel Assistance Fund. Nah, itu biasanya dapat mengcover 1-2 orang dalam satu meeting. Jadi misalnya APRM, GA termasuk MM dan juga AM. Jadi March meeting, August meeting dan APRM itu nanti biasanya akan dibuka TAF atau Travel Assistance Fund. Nah, untuk TAF itu nanti prasyaratnya adalah harus menghubungi NMO Presiden, dalam hal ini berarti ke Tasya, untuk bisa mengajukan application form mendapatkan TAF. Dan dari IFMSA ini tujuannya TAF adalah untuk menjaring teman-teman yang mungkin secara finansial belum dapat berkesempatan ikut untuk meeting IFMSA dan itu bisa di-cover sama TAF. Meskipun biayanya itu biasanya disesuaikan sama travel flight teman-teman. Jadi misalnya flight dari misalnya dari Jakarta ke Estonia misalnya untuk March meeting nanti akan dikalkulasikan oleh IFMSA diwakili oleh Vice President for Finance. Nah, nanti dari situ akan disesuaikan dengan teman-teman. Tentunya TAF itu nanti diperebutkan oleh semua orang yang akan hadir. Jadi mungkin peluangnya agak lebih kecil, tapi bukan berarti it's impossible. Biasanya kalau dari kita melihat dari motivation teman-teman juga, kenapa pengen dapetin TAF, terus pengalaman teman-teman, dan juga kontribusi teman-teman setelah menghadiri meeting tersebut. Jadi ada beberapa penilaian rubrik juga dalam TAF itu. Nah, nanti application semuanya biasanya langsung menghubungi NMO Presiden. Gitu. Mungkin kurang lebih itu dari sisi IFMSA-nya. Terima kasih banyak Dr. Gilang, tadi udah oke banget penjelasannya mengenai sponsor-sponsor yang bisa dicari juga dari segi lokal dan nasional juga ya. Terima kasih.
Oke, terima kasih banyak Kak Putri dan Dr. Gilang untuk penjelasannya. Mungkin kita bisa lanjut ke pertanyaan selanjutnya. Next ada dari Hana dari CIMSA UGM, silakan.
Oke, baik. Selamat malam Dr. Gilang dan Kak Putri. Sebelumnya perkenalkan, aku Hana dari Lokal CIMSA UGM. Mungkin mau nanya lebih lanjut aja terkait, ini kan ada yang external affairs sama public relations and communication ya gitu. Nah biasanya tuh kalau di Indo mungkin terutama, biasanya kan kalau public relations sama external affairs tuh biasanya mepet-mepet atau kayak malah satu ranah gitu kan. Nah di sini kan dipisah gitu ya. Nah mungkin aku pengen tahu signifikannya, bedanya tuh kayak lebih detail tentang bedanya itu apa, mungkin dari job desk-nya atau secara generalnya juga mungkin boleh. Terima kasih.
Oke, terima kasih Hana. Silakan Kak Gilang.
Oke, Hana, it's a good question sih. Itu juga menjadi pertanyaan aku waktu jadi OV lokal gitu, kayak apa bedanya VPE dan VPPRC gitu ya. Jadi bedanya itu signifikan ya. Jadi kalau misalnya External Affairs itu memang hanya berkutat gitu ya dengan regulasi terhadap pihak eksternal. Contohnya ada advokasi, policy statement, terus juga relations, communication-nya emang komunikasi dengan pihak eksternal langsung ketemu orangnya. Nah, kalau VPPRC itu lebih ke media gitu. Jadi ada about a content, terus social media management, terus juga ada terkait development terkait bukan sosial media, desain, video kayak gitu. Jadi lebih kalau di CIMSA mungkin MCD ya, MCD dan MCD dan MCD enggak sih. Campaign sama advokasi itu dipegang advokasi dipegang oleh external affairs, tapi kalau campaign itu dipegangnya oleh development assistant kalau di IFMSA gitu. Jadi pembagiannya seperti itu, Hana.
Oke, terima kasih Kak Gilang untuk jawabannya. Mungkin dari Hana, apakah sudah menjawab?
Sudah terjawab. Terima kasih banyak, Dok.
Iya, daftar ya.
Siap Kak, langsung Hana malam ini kirim AF. Oke, kita lanjut. Next ada Kak Hiban, silakan Kak.
Halo Kak Gilang, selamat malam. Terima kasih atas kesempatannya Kak. Sebelumnya suara aku terdengar jelas nggak ya? Oke, aku mungkin mau nanya sedikit agak spesifik ke prokoornya. Untuk prokoornya, apa ya? Kalau nggak salah kan Kak ada kayak apa ya? Kayak kolaborasi gitu dengan RA ataupun RD yang ada di masing-masing regionnya gitu ya. Nah, itu mungkin Iban mau nanya kayak pengalaman aja sih. Mungkin nanti Kak Iban izin nanya juga ke Kaputas juga terkait dengan itu karena kan yang lebih ke ranah apa namanya? Ke ranah regional gitu. Karena agak bingung aja sih gimana alurnya gitu dari Prokoor, apakah harus nanti ke IB ke IB-nya VPA atau langsung ke RE-nya ke RD atau gimana gitu sih Kak. Terus juga mau nanya, Iban kan mungkin eh kalau misalnya jadi gitu kan dan terpilih insya Allah kan mungkin ini lagi masa-masa koas gitu ya Kak. Nah kalau Hiban izin nanya gitu dari Kak Gilang sendiri gimana cara membagi waktunya antara eh, amin sih antara koas dan IFMSA gitu. Dan satu lagi mungkin untuk tips and trick dari Kak Gilang untuk kita semua terkait dengan interviewnya bagi yang daftar. Gitu aja sih Kak. Maaf ada banyak pertanyaannya. Thank you Kak Gilang.
Oke, terima kasih Kak Hiban. Silahkan Kak Gilang.
Oke, banyak questionnya bagus banget ya. Itu juga mungkin bisa jadi pertanyaan aku juga waktu dulu apply ya. Yang pertama itu terkait program coordinators itu ngapain, terus gimana koordinasinya. Kebetulan aku waktu jadi project development assistant juga related ya kerja bareng program coordinators. Dan waktu itu program coordinatorsnya norep aku. Jadi ada norep di sini ya, daftar ya. Nah, jadi kerjanya adalah kalau program coordinators itu memang langsung ke Vice President for Activities secara tanggung jawabnya. Namun saat ini juga program coordinators itu dia di-involve ke beberapa standing committees. Nah, tergantung beberapa topiknya mungkin ada yang berkaitan dengan SCOF, ada yang berkaitan dengan SCORA, SCOREP, SCORI, SCOPI gitu. Jadi ada beberapa program coordinators yang memang jadi involve ke standing committees-nya masing-masing. Nah, tapi untuk program coordinators tetap menjadi kepala araknya, apa arak bahasa Minang itu, menjadi koordinatornya adalah si siapa namanya? Si VPA, Vice President for Activities gitu. Nah, terus pertanyaan kedua ini apa? Bagaimana cara membagi ya dengan koas? Ya nggak sih? Oke. Jadi mungkin teman-teman pasti banyak yang bingung ya, kok itu Kak Gilang udah mana koas itu masih aktif juga di FMST. Itu semua pertanyaan dari teman-teman aku dan juga semua pertanyaan dari kakak-kakak lain. Kenapa gitu? Karena kerja di FMST itu tidak secapek dan semelelahkan itu. Di FMST itu kerja kita fleksibel. Jadi mereka pun paham dengan beban kita sebagai medical students gitu. Jadi kalau misalnya kita ada ujian, kalau kita ada long cast gitu ya, atau misalnya ada tampil CRS atau jurnal something gitu di kita dan kita mau izin ada kegiatan itu it's okay, it's not a big problem gitu because mental health is matters for IFMSA. Jadi kita pun lebih terbuka aja satu sama lain kalau kita lagi sibuk gitu. Jadi yang paling penting ya terbuka kalau kita lagi sibuk. Terus dari segi time management ya, kalau aku memang punya jam-jam khusus untuk IFMSA untuk ngecek email gitu karena di pagi-pagi subuh cek email. Nah, habis itu nanti malam-malam lagi jam 10 sampai jam 11 aku cek email, dan meetings pun aku hanya di jam-jam itu aja. Jadi aku nggak boleh mengganggu jam itu. Jadi jam itu sudah aku khususkan untuk IFMSA. Dan alhamdulillahnya selalu berjalan dengan baik, dan aku lulus tiap siklus alhamdulillah gitu ya, dan lulus tepat waktu gitu. Jadi menurut aku ini masih mungkin belum membudaya di Indonesia ya, kayak masih menganggap koas itu capek, berat, dan menakutkan. Ya, tapi pengalaman aku ternyata kalau koas nggak ada CIMSA itu kayak kosong. Itu aku rasain. Jadi alhamdulillah aku masih bisa aktif di FMSA dan nggak kosong rasanya. Jadi aku masih bisa aktif. Itu sih. Terus yang ketiga apa ya tadi? Sorry, lupa jadinya.
Untuk yang interviewnya, Kak.
Oh iya. Kalau untuk interview sebenarnya tergantung directors ya. Itu juga beda-beda masing-masing directors, masing-masing executive board itu punya caranya masing-masing. Kalau aku wawancara cuma 10 menit. Nah, jadi beda sama Cipsa, mungkin wawancaranya bisa berjam-jam ya. Jadi officials, benar Tasya? Ya. Jadi kalau FMSA itu tergantung ya. Kalau misalnya directorsnya santuy ya cuma ditanya ABCD 5 menit atau 10 menit selesai gitu. Jadi interview itu tergantung dari directors. Jadi itulah yang bikin surprise kalau di FMSA. Ada juga kok yang sampai 1 jam, 2 jam ada. Cuman kebanyakan mereka lebih below 1 hour karena pertanyaannya juga to the point, terus juga ingin lebih tahu tentang plan of actions yang sudah dipaparkan gitu. Dan dari Putas ada tambahan?
Oh iya, makasih banyak kesempatannya Dok Gilang. Jadi di sini kan tadi pertanyaan Hiban tentang koordinasi. Yang pertama dulu ya, tentang koordinasi antara program coordinator dengan team of officials yang tadi disebutkan. Yang kedua tentang gimana cara bagi waktunya sama mungkin koas ya, atau hospital rotation, sama yang terakhir mengenai interview. Mungkin aku jawab pertanyaan 2 dan 3 dulu, nanti aku izin jawab pertanyaan yang pertama aku sekalian dalam bahasa Inggris, karena kita di sini juga ada Regional Director of Asia Pacific, ada Michelle, nanti mungkin aku juga bantu translate pertanyaannya agar bisa sama-sama dijawab ya. Oke, untuk hospital rotation dulu atau koas. Nah, kalau aku sendiri kebetulan aku angkatan 2016, jadi aku masuk koas alhamdulillah on time tahun 2020, tapi sedihnya juga berbarengan dengan pandemi COVID-19, di mana cukup terdampak, kalau pengalaman aku pribadi cukup terdampak dari segi offline dan online pembagian koas itu. Nah, dari situ karena ada bagian yang online-nya juga, di situ aku memanfaatkan waktu untuk mengerjakan hal-hal terkait CIMSA, IFMSA, dan juga sebenarnya pada saat itu juga sebenarnya aku masih menjabat RC3, jadi aku mantan Regional Coordinator CIMSA Region 3, teman-teman, 2019-2020, jadi kayak menjalankannya juga bareng sama RC. Jadi sebenarnya ketika online itu waktu yang gold time banget menurut aku untuk bisa menjalankan hal-hal terkait dengan organisasi. Nah, kemudian setelah masuk rumah sakit lagi, yang aku rasakan adalah memang struggle-nya cukup lebih berat ya, dan mungkin teman-teman yang angkatan sekarang masuk koas juga lebih merasakan full offline. Di sini aku paling bisa membantu menyiasatinya seperti ini. Kalau koas itu kan kadang kita ada jadwal yang pasti dan jadwal yang tidak pasti ya. Kalau jadwal pasti misalnya jam dinas, kemudian shift jaga dan segala macam. Kalau misalnya jam tidak pasti ya mungkin panggilan-panggilan sito atau on call sesuai dengan stase yang sedang berlangsung. Kalau aku pribadi, karena aku menjalankan 2 tahun sebagai Development Assistant for Asia Pacific, benar-benar 2 tahun itu pas koas juga, yang aku bagi adalah caranya teman-teman harus bisa nentuin skala prioritas. Dan prinsipnya adalah jangan pernah menunda hal yang bisa kamu kerjain sekarang. Dan ini berlaku untuk semua, bukan cuma kerjaan CIMSA or IFMSA, tapi juga termasuk misalnya teman-teman ada tugas referat, ada tugas labkas, tugas labjak, segala macam, itu dikerjakan as soon as possible. Jadi ketika nanti teman-teman dapat tugas baru dari konsulen atau dapat kerjaan baru dari organisasi, hal itu bisa teratasi dengan baik gitu. Karena biasanya pengalaman adalah kerjaan yang numpuk-numpuk itu yang jadi masalah di kemudian hari gitu. Jadi menurut aku adalah jangan procrastinate dan tetap terus harus gimana caranya, mungkin sounds easier than done, tapi gimana caranya teman-teman juga harus bisa jaga mood dan kesehatan fisik dan mental harus tetap terus dijaga. Mungkin teman-teman bisa punya support system. Kalau di regional team sendiri biasanya kita suka ada yang namanya work party. Jadi misalnya kita sama-sama biasa malam ya waktunya, karena kan kita semua mostly medical students, jadi habis kelas atau habis hospital rotation, kita bikin work party, Zoom bareng-bareng, tapi itu silent, cuma kadang sambil ngerjain musik, tapi kayak semua orang hadir di Zoom, tapi mute di mic, dan kita kerja bareng-bareng gitu. Jadi kayak nggak ngobrol dan nggak apa, cuma biar sekadar nemenin dan saling bangunin kalau ada yang ketiduran gitu. dan juga ngingetin tidur, karena biasanya ada kecenderungan kita biasa suka stay overnight untuk ngerjain entah apapun itu. Terus kalau pertanyaan ketiga mengenai interview itu benar banget yang tadi kata Dok bilang. Jadi tergantung sama team of officials kamu nyalon. Misalnya kamu daftar sebagai PC, ya nanti di interviewnya sama VPA dan standing committee atau SC director terkait. Misalnya kamu mau daftar, ini aku contoh ya, misalnya kamu pengen daftar jadi PC for mental health misalnya. Nah, mental health itu ada, selain bertanggung jawab PC ke VPA, kamu juga juga bagian dari SCOF IT, karena kan mental health itu masuk ke ranahnya SCOF. Jadi di sini koordinasinya ini sekalian menjawab nomor 1 ya, aku jadi agak campur sama bahasa Inggris. Michelle, we're currently talking about the working coordination between PC, VPA, SCD, and possibly SCRAs and directors as well. So in terms of the working coordination between a program coordinator and also related to the interview, it is based on the leaders, which are the VPA, the Vice Presidents for Activities, as well as the SC Director. There are actually some programs that have more than one SC. For example, the program for teaching medical skill, it also goes under SCOMI, SCOPI, and SCORI. So it is also possible that you might get interviewed by 4 persons, the 3 directors, and the 1 VPA. In terms of coordination with the SCRAs, it's usually related to the SC programs as well. So it's also coordinated with the SC directors. But in terms of regional director working coordination, it's usually not really related unless we have a regional priorities or we have a regional strategy that we would like to ask for the progress. We might ask the related program coordinator for the data because one of the highlight of the program coordinator task is to enroll IFMSA program. So, and of course, there are a lot, like you have to help the enrollment of all related programs within globally. And we have, as Dr. Gilang said previously, 139 NMOs. So you can imagine how many IFMSA programs that will be enrolled. So other than that, I think you have to help the SC directors on related programs. So for example, if the standing committee is trying to create a campaign or a project related to the program, as the leader of the certain program, you will be one of the responsible person in charge. Maybe Michelle could ask something, could add a bit about the description of a program coordinator.
Yeah, thank you so much, Putri. So basically a program coordinator also helps the NMOs to create activities, because you can, if you have an idea, any good idea that falls under any of these programs, you can just approach any of the program coordinator. For example, if you have a good activity about mental health, you have 3 choices. You can approach them before you actually do your activity, during, and after. So if you want guidance right at the very start, even in the planning stage, you can already approach your program coordinators for that. And like what Putri also said, like there's a lot of programs that intersects between like 2 standing committees, like she said about teaching medical skills, also like gender-based violence, for example, it's under SCORA and SCORP as well. So we have 13 IFMSA programs currently. So we have a very wide, choices for everyone. So if you have a good activity, please do enroll them in IFMSA, so we can also let other NMOs, not just Asia Pacific, not just CHIMSA, know your amazing activity, and you can also like compete them in IFMSA competitions like Rex Crossley, IFMSA Activities Fair in the regional meetings and the general assemblies. And we all know that CHIMSA is one of the biggest contributors of IFMSA programs here in Asia Pacific. So with everything that's going back to normal, we're going face to face, I'm really excited to see a lot of activities from CHIMSA, because currently I'm not really sure how updated our IFMSA website is in terms of activity and programs, but in our database now, we already have like 14 activities from CHIMSA. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more, since our NMOs have been submitting every year, like hundreds of activities every year. That's why program coordinators are really hardworking people, because they like support so many people like from around the world, just so like they could like the animals and the members could share the activities and give like IFMSA also kind of give supports to them as well and credibility, because if you have that if you have your activity enrolled in IFMSA, technically you can already consider your activity as international activity, because anyone in IFMSA can approach you and maybe, oh, this activity can help you, like can help me in my NMO. We can approach you, so we can also use that in our NMO. So I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot like prepared for this term. So I'm really like looking forward to that. And I guess to like for the last thing about program coordinators, we just had our regional meeting in like July, and the program coordinators really helped us in terms of the activities fair, since they really know the activities of the ones in the like participants in our activities fair, and they really helped us like get more questions from the contestants, and they really also helped us on site, even if it's not really their job. So please do apply. The call is open for program coordinators. I think it's until today, but you still have time. Tasha's here, can sign your candidature form if you want. So we're more than happy to have more teams of people in IFMSA. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Michelle, for your explanation. I hope Kak Hiban can understand it. And thank you for Kak Putri and Kak Gilang for the answer. Next, kita akan ada lagi pertanyaan dari Gus dari CIMSA Unan. Kepada Gus dipersilahkan.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. My name is everybody for the opportunity and for the explanation. I have some of questions more about selection criteria. So some of it are we are hope to attend at least one regional meeting or general assembly, and in the capacity building region. Specifically, we are hoped to be part of the trainers pool. So my question is, what if we're not a trainer and we haven't attended any regional meeting or general assembly in our local? Is that gonna be a burden, or like is that mandatory or just preferably? Thank you, Kak.
Okay, thank you guys for the question. For Kak Gilang, it's time for you to answer.
Okay, thank you, Gus, for the questions. Regarding the regional meetings and also training pools, I think it's a mandatory for several position, I think, because like another position, it's not mandatory for that. Like I think it's Arya here, right? Maybe she's can help to answer about the selections to become the IT. Become her IT, sorry.
Just to clarify, the question is if it is necessary to be a part of the trainers pool to apply for IT or for regional meetings.
For the IT area, I guess.
Okay, so if you are applying to be a part of the CBIT, or if you are taking on any position related to CB, which would be CBDA, it is highly suggested that you already be a part of the trainers pool. However, depending on the official in charge, you can also apply after you get selected. I personally suggest that everyone at least starts their application for the trainers pool, because you cannot participate in any IFMSA workshops or trainings as a trainer or a facilitator without being in the trainers pool. And it's a great community to have, because we also have our trainers pool community where we share a lot of resources and we have a lot of discussions. So it's really great for continuous trainers education. The actual applications for the trainers pool is not that difficult. It's basically just your portfolio and session design. You just have to fill out a form. It takes honestly less than 30 minutes. There's also a very clear criteria that is present in the trainers pool link as well as the trainer's pool email, which tells you what will get you rejected or what all needs to be present in your session design. If you don't have access to the trainer's pool email, or if you would like the link, you can always go to the IFMSA capacity building group. We have a link tree there which has all the relevant documents, and you can find the trainer's portfolio template as well. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to your CBRA. For this term, we have Nabeen from BMSS Bangladesh. I think we can share his contact with you later. And please apply for the trainer school because it's a great opportunity to have.
Okay, thank you, Arya, for the answer. Maybe Kak Gila want to add some more?
No, it's clear from the like VPCB. Thank you, Arya.
Oke. Oke, thank you Arya dan Kak Gilang. Buat guys semoga menjawab. Dan mungkin mohon maaf untuk Kak Feby dan buat Najma. Untuk next question bisa ditanyakan di sharing session. Tapi masih ada satu pertanyaan terakhir yang masuk di kolom chat nih dari... Oke, sebentar. Dari Farhan Tio dari CIMSA UI. Terima kasih banyak Kak Gilang atas insight dan juga pembuka wawasannya. Untuk skala IFMSA, bagaimana menurut pengalaman Kakak selama menjadi bagian dari IFMSA dalam hal memenuhi tanggung jawab sebagai mahasiswa kedokteran dan seorang anggota IFMSA yang sama-sama sibuk luar biasa? What are your ups and downs while doing that journey? Silakan kepada Kak Gilang.
Oke, Farhan, thank you for your a huge question ya. Agak berat ya, Bun, dijawabnya. Jadi kalau misalnya about di pengalaman aku gitu menjadi mahasiswa kedokteran Indonesia dan juga menjadi pengurus di IFMSA, memang berat ya, memang berat, tapi it was fun karena kita tuh tadi yang kata kayak Putas tadi, kita tuh bisa kerja bareng-bareng, we have some working party, tempat curhat juga, bahkan aku tuh kayak curhatin masalah koas tuh ke general assistant aku gitu, kayak aduh ini gimana sih koas di Indo kok kayak gini banget gitu, kayak lo di tempat lo gimana gitu kan. Jadi kayak bisa menjadi venting out our problems gitu selama koas, karena kan kadang kalau misalnya koas itu ya kadang kita juga sama sahabat sendiri nggak ketemu ya Putas ya, jadi kayak bingung gitu mau cerita sama siapa. Jadi kayak gitu, karena aku kebetulan menjadi international teams udah jadi koas, jadi dokter muda gitu. Nah kalau menjadi mahasiswa kedokteran kayaknya lebih fleksibel ya, karena kalau jadi mahasiswa kedokteran atau sebelum esket itu banyak several times yang tidak ujuk-ujuk gitu ya, bahasa Indonesianya apa ya, tiba-tiba ya, jadi nggak ada yang tiba-tiba datang menghadang. Terus kalau misalnya bahagianya adalah kayak senang aja gitu beberapa opinions, ideas, and also some insight that I gave to IFMSA. It was happening like research campaign, terus juga kayak beberapa video gitu ada yang aku edit gitu ya, terus masuk di IFMSA itu kayak kebanggaan tersendiri gitu loh gitu. Jadi dan juga beberapa konsep yang aku pernah bawa di lokal, terus ternyata sangat dihargai di internasional, kayak wow banget gitu, dan itu menjadi suatu hal yang ups-nya gitu, kayak oh ternyata orang Indonesia tuh nggak gitu-gitu aja, kayak kita tuh incredible, like Michelle said, our activities itu kayak keren banget dan sangat inspiratif buat another NMOs. Terus kalau misalnya untuk down-nya mungkin ya adalah ya pasti kayak capek, karena waktu aku tuh kayak lagi pandemi juga, jadi Zoom terus, bahkan General Assembly itu Zoom, sempat kayak Zoom fatigue ya istilahnya ya, jadi kayak capek banget kayak Zoom sampai berbelas-belas jam gitu ya, tapi it was fun gitu, kayak itu menjadi pengalaman yang berharga karena itu nggak mungkin kan terulang lagi. Terus juga mungkin dari beberapa kejutan gitu ya, kejutan kayak lagi udah meeting terus tiba-tiba dipanggil ke rumah sakit gitu ya untuk cito, itu juga sering. Tapi kita terus terang dari awal kalau kita lagi koas dan kita ceritakan kondisi koas di Indonesia tuh seperti apa gitu. Jadi mereka pun juga akan paham dengan kondisi tersebut. Dan untuk tanggung jawab ya itu adalah pilihan teman-teman, harus bisa membagi waktunya, karena kan biasanya teman-teman harus bisa ini ya handle time management-nya, terus bisa membagi rata antara IFMSA dan juga kewajiban sebagai mahasiswa gitu. Jadi jangan dilupakan juga ya, gara-gara dari IFMSA misalnya jadi keteteran juga. Jadi jangan kayak gitu karena di sini teman-teman belajar untuk bisa membagi waktu dengan baik dan sangat kepake kok buat nanti teman menjadi dokter. Gitu sih. Makasih Farhan ya atau Tio panggilan.
Tio Kak panggilannya.
Oh Tio kan tuh oke. Karena kebanyakan Farhan ya. Jadi Tio dipanggilnya. Oke, thank you.
Masih banyak
Daftar
Kak.
nih. Daftar. Ini aku promosi. Apply.
Oke, terima kasih banyak Kak Gilang untuk jawabannya dan terima kasih Tio untuk pertanyaan penutup pada sesi pertama. Oleh karena itu untuk selanjutnya kita mau ada apa nih, Chef?
Oke, ini kita langsung ke sesi berikutnya aja ya, tapi siap-siap teman-teman karena kita akan menggunakan bahasa Inggris kembali. Oke, sebelum kita mulai sesi yang selanjutnya, ada sedikit kenang-kenangan dulu nih untuk Kak Gilang. Untuk sertifikat kepada operator bisa untuk share screen. Oke, ini ada sertifikat Kak dari kita untuk Kak Gilang. Mungkin bisa sambil didokumentasikan kali ya dari teman-teman.
Ya, terima kasih banyak Kak Gilang untuk materinya yang sangat insightful. Semoga teman-teman di sini bisa menyerap ilmu sebanyak-banyaknya sama Kak Gilang dan yang terpenting bisa tertarik untuk mendaftar menjadi ITPC. Oke, terima kasih banyak Kak Gilang. Mungkin boleh dibantu teman-teman Ovinas yang lain untuk dokumentasinya.
Boleh aku bantu ya untuk dokumentasi. 3, 2, 1. Oke.
Oke, sekali lagi terima kasih banyak Kak Gilang untuk kesempatannya. Mungkin terakhir dari Kak Gilang, apakah ada closing statement nih Kak buat teman-teman semua?
Oke, buat closing statement, sorry, I will use bahasa for all. Jadi pesan dari aku sih sebenarnya buat teman-teman yang ingin kayak punya mimpi gitu ya, pengen berkontribusi lebih, nggak cuma di Indonesia, tapi membawa ide-ide Indonesia menjadi perwakilan Indonesia di kancah internasional. Daftar international teams itu bisa banget, atau daftar opportunities apapun itu yang ada di IFMSA. Karena dengan teman-teman menjadi member CIMSA itu sudah menjadi jembatan gitu, sudah ada pintunya nih, sudah ada pintunya ngebuka gitu ya. Nah tinggal kalian nih yang masuk dan memilih pintunya. Karena kesempatan itu nggak akan datang 2 kali dan nggak usah khawatir terkait masalah dana ataupun waktu. Insya Allah nanti akan tergantikan dengan sangat unexpected. Gitu. Itu mungkin pesan dari aku. Buat teman-teman nggak usah ragu, nggak usah takut dengan kemampuan bahasa Inggris. Aku juga tidak selancar putas, it's okay, it's not the big problems gitu ya. Jadi kayak ya udah kita the power of kepepet gitu. Kalau aku daftarnya kayak gitu. Jadi kejarlah mimpi teman-teman yang mungkin punya mimpi kayak pengen jadi kayak menteri luar negeri gitu ya. Karena kebetulan aku mimpinya pengen jadi kayak menteri luar negeri, terus pengen masuk HI nggak kesampean, jadinya masuk anak FK. Nah, ada IFMSA menjadi wadahnya. Oke, mungkin itu terima kasih teman-teman, semangat terus. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, terima kasih banyak Kak Gilang. Kita bisa berikan reaction, tepuk tangan untuk Kak Gilang yang meriah. Thank you so much for this session. Oke, oh ya mungkin fun fact juga nih buat teman-teman kalau di IFMSA biasanya kita tepuk tangan kayak gini guys. Perkenalan sedikit-sedikit. Oke, for the next session, kita bakalan ngapain nih, Chief?
Okay, so for the next session, we will have a sharing session with our insightful speakers here. Okay, they also already have amazing careers in the IFMSA. There are Kaputas, Arya, and Farisan. Today we will have firstly Dr. Putri Azrina, who has served as IFMSA Asia Pacific Development Assistant 2000 until 2000. Okay, let's meet Dr. Putri Azrina.
Okay, hi everyone. Good evening, CIMSA. I'm pretty sure it's kind of late in GMT+7 time zone, but it's really I'm really stoked to see everyone here. And I hope that the almost 120 people in counting, as well as the people in the live stream, would be more comprehended on the IFMSA knowledge, and hopefully that we can have so many CHIMSA applicants for the next ITPC call. That will close us in actually the 1st of September at 23:59 GMT, but if we convert it to our time zone in GMT+7, it would be actually the 2nd of September on 6:59 GMT+7. So you still have time, definitely a lot, to think about your candidature plan. Thank you so much, Shifa and Tasha, for the opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Kak Putas. Okay, for the next speakers, we have Dr. Arya Shah, who has served as Capacity Building Regional Assistant for Asia Pacific Region 2020 and until 2021, and then Capacity Building Development Assistant for IFMSA 2021 until 2022, and elected Vice President for Capacity Building IFMSA 2022 until 2023. Let's meet Dr. Arya. Hello, Dr. Arya.
Hi, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here today and talking to all of you. I really hope that we can solve any of your questions or doubts today, and that I'll see you around in other IFMSA events.
Okay, see you, Arya. Okay, for the last speaker, we have also one special speaker. There's Muhammad Farisan Kusniadi Putra, who has served as publication and content creator for VPPRC IFMSA 2020 until 2021. Let's welcome Kak Farisan. Are you there?
Hi everyone. I would be delighted to be here. It's been a while to not be here as well as you since 1920. It's hi Kaputas, Kak Gilang. It's been a while. And I hope everyone would get practical guidelines and also how to actually apply and be have fun with IFMSA. Hey.
Okay, hello Kak Farisan. And then Tasha, we have another speakers, right?
Yes, we have several special speakers for tonight. So please welcome Michelle Chua as the Regional Director for Asia Pacific. Thank you for coming.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting me, Tasha, and it's great to be back here in CHIMSA. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Michelle. And there's also one more special speakers. We have Sishan, the elected regional director for Asia Pacific. Please welcome Sishan from Malaysia. Okay, are you here, Sishan? Okay.
Yes, hi everyone. Thank you so much, Tasha, for inviting me. So I'm Shisien. So I'm the regional director for Asia Pacific Elect for the next term. So really happy to see all CHIMSA members here.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for your time to join this sharing session. And it's such an amazing opportunity to have all of you here. Without any further ado, let's start this sharing session. Okay, first question, how was your experience as international team or EB IFMSA? Can you explain what journey you did until that time and what are job desks and criteria that we should meet? Okay, maybe we can start from Kak Putri.
Amazing. So thank you so much for the chance to speak. So my experience in IFMSA, I work twice in 2 terms, the current one and the previous one on 2020 and 2021 as the development assistant for the Asia Pacific. So I'm basically assisting the regional director for this term. It's Michelle. So I'm basically assisting Michelle in regional affairs related to developmental areas. Developmental areas in Asia Pacific, we have so many things to be developed. Basically anything that you can think of, regional campaigns, regional priorities, regional initiatives, activities, including as well as social media and communication management. So basically, as a development assistant with that many tasks, I am not working alone. So I have another co-development assistant. For this term, it's Av from the Philippines. And last term, it was actually Michelle herself. So we were serving together as a development assistant for Asia Pacific last term. And then she ran for the RD for Asia Pacific. And I continue to be part of her team as the same development assistant. So my journey actually began in APRM 2017 in Tokyo when I was elected as part of the CHIMSA delegation when I was actually currently a newbie. So my IFMSA journey started when I was a nobody. I wasn't even a local official. Like I was literally no one. I saw an opportunity to apply for APRM. I don't even know what APRM is. I don't even know what IFMSA is, other than from the trainings that was given by the CHIMSA trainer for the time. So I blindly applied. I prepped myself with what I know from the IFMSA website only. So, but thankfully I got in, and that actually became the stepping stone of my IFMSA journey. So ever since then, I've attended 3 capacity building workshops in IFMSA. I've attended 3 other regional meetings in IFMSA, and all of them are scattered abroad globally. So I had, maybe in my IFMSA passport would be Hong Kong, Tokyo, Malaysia, and yeah, that's pretty much summed it up. So that's where my journey started. And I figure that since I started in APRM, I've always been drawn into the Asia Pacific region. So that's why I have this strong connection since 2017 with the Asia Pacific region. And thankfully, I was selected, and being able to be part of the regional team for 2 terms is definitely one of the most memorable moments that I have in my medical school journey. And I think without that, like, medical school for me just will be bland. Like, it will be just empty, because now as a doctor, I feel like everything that I've done for the 6 years, like IFMSA plays a huge role, especially. And of course, without the support of CHIMSA, I wouldn't be even talking to you guys here. So CHIMSA and IFMSA really played a huge role in my medical school journey. So I'm passing over back to Tasha.
Okay, thank you, Kak Putri, for the answer. Let's next to our speakers. From Arya, do you have any experience as an IT or maybe as a elected EB? Like, can you share to us about your experience?
Sure. Thank you so much. And like Putri, my IFMSA experience also started from APRM Hong Kong. Putri and I actually have photos together, even though we did not know each other at that time, and we did not actually become friends until we started working together in the RT when I was CBRA and she was DA the first term. Overall, IFMSA has been the missing part of my life for med school. When we enter med school, we enter it with this idea that we're going to change things, that we're going to help people, because we don't just become doctors and subject ourselves to the medical education system for fun. And when I started med school, it felt tedious, and I was really motivated because it was going to lectures, studying really big textbooks, and then going to lectures again and writing exams. And I was bored, I was tired, I wanted to do something more. And IFMSA came around at the perfect time. Like Putri, I had no idea about IFMSA before I attended the APRM and my TNT in Hong Kong. And after that, it's not just a way for me to improve my CV, but it's also a way for me to make friends, talk to other like-minded people. And with capacity building, I've truly found a place where I can call home, but I can also consistently grow. And as a CB person, watching new members join and watching them grow and watching them develop skills and become who they want to be is the best part of this journey. Yes, it does take some sacrifice because you do spend a lot of time on your laptop, but at the end of the day, the people truly make it worth it for me. Thank you so much, and back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Arya, for the answer. And next, maybe we will have one more answer from Michelle. Maybe you can share us how was your experience as IT or as EB for IFMSA or for STO especially, and can you explain what you did until now?
Well, actually, I think Putri and Arya, we have like a same type of journey. We like what Arya said, we came into med school knowing that we'll just study and study. And there was a point in I guess my second year of med school that I was kind of burnt out because I also had the thought of Arya, like when we go to med school, you want to create change, you want to help people, but definitely it takes a lot of time. And with IFMSA, I guess I found that purpose while just being a medical student. But to be honest, the only reason why I joined my NMO AMSA Philippines and applied for APRM because I wanted to go to South Korea because APRM was in South Korea then. So I honestly like my first reason is just to travel, and I was so overwhelmed with APRM with how like meeting other medical students from Asia Pacific. It gave me a lot of insight on what medical students can do just by being medical students. You don't have to be a doctor yet to help your community and also like make impact in like internationally, regionally, nationally and locally. So with that, I guess I applied as part of the EB. I was an MOP of my NMO, and then I applied as a development assistant last term with Putri, and it was honestly like one of the best experience that I had because being the development assistant gave me and Putri space to create so many ideas that could help Asia Pacific members to grow in IFMSA, and that inspired me enough to actually run for the regional director. So yeah, and being the regional director, it's more of representing the Asia Pacific region, but it's more like for me, it's more of supporting the NMOs and especially my regional team, because my regional team is like really amazing people with so many ideas that that is helping the region like grow more. And yeah, that's like my main inspiration on why I joined and like progress here in IFMSA. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michelle, for the answer. Okay, so we have much of insight that how the experience as the IT or PC. So let's move to the next question. How is the selection process as IT or program coordinator? Is it hard or easy? Can you explain more about it, especially in your term? Maybe we can ask to Kafarisan first.
Hello. I haven't known yet for the updated terms what would be the differences. My my year would be at 1920. It was nonetheless in just 2 months or 3 months from the first start that you're actually applying until the end you're actually being applied and also announced that you are already within the IT. So for a background, I was applying for the publication and content creator under the PPRC on 1920 at that time. It was the first ITPC call. It was somehow challenging as well, and also somehow intriguing in a way. Challenging in a way that I need to fulfill all of the candidature form, curriculum vitae, motivation letter, and all of those application forms. It was a way that I need to know, how should I put this into words that actually make sense and it's actually interesting for people to work on. And in a way, you could find the things that you already can do, and you just work on that skills first, and then you notice where your skills would take you. For example, there would be several skills that you are actually required for some positions, like the VPCP support team is supposed to be having a trainer license and also etc. But in these conditions, in my VPPRC, I need to have some skills, which is the hard skills for editing, Adobe Suits and also Google Suits and etc. So the first thing that I actually did was actually took a class to know how to use the Adobe Suits first, because we're gonna work with lots of documentations, with lots of libraries and lots of documents that need to be spread out throughout the TO and also the ITs and also the members. So it was pretty challenging, if I would say, because we're also medical students. We need also to study in a way. So the next thing that I noticed that I already fulfill all of the terms and also the application forms. And then I sent it and I just pray to God, hope it'll be great, and I'll just be sent to it. And then it was not as menacing as I thought it would be. It's actually friends and families comes from FMSA or all friendly people. I was thinking that they would be judging of every single thing that I did, but it was not actually. It was kind of pleasant in a way. Whenever I had first encounters within the emails threads that is given to me, it says, hello, we're gonna have some interviews. Let's fill out the doodle form and we have fun together. And that's it. It was quite pleasant, but also what is going on in a way. But yeah, and we're going to fill out the doodle and then we pick up the interview. I have the interview with the current VPPRC elect. At that time was Mustafa, who's the current VPRC right now. He was so chill. I was like, this position, like the way that you're going to make an formal job application with the whole Skype, with the whole suit, with the background went nicely. And then I just went to WhatsApp him and I'm ready. Whenever you're ready, I'm gonna be in. And then when I actually going in, he was so chill. He was actually on his way to the hospital, and I was there sitting like a freaking someone who's actually applying for a job. You can see the contrast. He was actually going to hospital, just like 30 minutes of application, of interview, and I was just like there for actual with the whole resources that I'm going to say. So it's actually that chill and that pleasant. And what makes it different is from the international experiences and also the national circumstances was they really wanted to know how you've developed your skills for the specific positions, how you are actually have been knowing, have known that much about FMSA and how you're going to contribute through the FMSA. So that's actually, in a way, something exciting, something pleasant, something that you need to prepare and also not prepare at the same time. But as a general rule of thumb, you actually need to know what is the basic of FMSA first, and then the global priorities, what are the coordinators, and specifically to your position that you're going to apply. You're going to apply for a position that is required, let's say, these hard skills, let's say in the public FVPRC teams, you're going to have lots of teams and backwards and word ground also in the background. So you don't actually met a lot of people, but you met them through the emails. So you don't actually have to talk in a way, but you need to have your typing skills to be at expert skills. But there's multiple tools that you can have, like Grammarly out there, that also can make sure your grammar is actually okay and be readable. So you don't have to be shy or be afraid that you're talking or even you're typing would not be incomprehensible. So it was challenging and very fun, if I want to say. So the process was nicely done and it was fun. So that's what I can say.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak Farisan, for your answer. And next, we will have the last question for Arya. How is the selection process, especially when you are applying as the CB development assistant or as CB regional assistant? Maybe you can share some of your experience.
Thank you so much. So the thing about capacity building is that we have some specific skills that are necessary, which include being a trainer or at least having some experience with facilitation and workshops. for my particular experiences with CBRA and with CBDA. With CBRA, Matthew was very thorough. He sent us a long email with all the relevant documents to go through and prepare before our interview. Thankfully, because of in my TNT, I had the previous CBRA from a couple of terms ago, Yoga, who was also from IFMSA Indonesia, with me. He was my trainer, so he was able to guide me a lot with his experiences. Since it was my first time applying, I was very anxious. I double checked all of my documents so many times. It's really important to go through the ITPC document, to go through the official candidatures, because that can give you a lot of clues. Go through the IOGs, go through the strategic plan or regional priorities, whatever important documents are there, you should be familiar with them, especially when you're creating your plan of action. My interview with Matthew and Lucia was, and it was anxiety inducing for me, but apparently it was very fun for them, because they also, both of them also knew me from different opportunities. But for CBDA, because I had already been in the CBIT previously, I already knew what was being worked on. So it was a much smoother experience, since I had a year of understanding all the internal workings of IFMSA and the CBIT before I applied. For my IT, I'm sorry guys, but I actually have to leave. So I will just do like a small bit of promo for the capacity building international team of assistants before I leave. For my team, honestly, I'm not looking for people who know everything. I want us to be a team of people who grow together. And so I really suggest that if you have any interest in capacity building at all, or in any of the other positions, read the ITPC booklet, read it carefully. Contact the previous people who had that positions. Contact other people in other positions. Read our candidatures. Read the strategic plan. Read our selection criteria and the task descriptions. Go through the important documents. The Facebook groups are a really good tool, guys. They're an underutilized tool, because on the Facebook group we also have our monthly reports or bi-monthly reports, which can give you a lot of insight on what the kind of work is there. We have some of the standing committees and the regions have had their cafes where they've shared their experiences. Go through all of these things. Go through the IOGs if you can access them. Do all of that and just apply. No matter how scared you are, trust me, just apply. Go for it. The application process is much simpler this time, because you don't have to design something in Canva. There's a template. You just input all the information over there and just send it in. Just do it. Because if you don't, you will always regret the possibility of having done it. And if you do and it doesn't work out, you'll have learned something. And there's always lots of opportunities in IFMSA, even if you are not in the ITPC, WAOC, COC, anything else, even if you don't have a position, IFMSA always has opportunities. And a little known fact, if you guys are not paying attention to the emails, you might not know, but we always make sure that whenever we are selecting people for things, we have a ratio of experienced and inexperienced people. So sometimes you may feel like you are not experienced enough for this, but we see your motivation and we are paying attention and we want you, because you guys are the future of IFMSA. I'm going to retire after this year. I'm going to finish med school. I'm going to be gone. I don't need any more opportunities. I need you. So guys, please just apply. Thank you so much once again, Chimsa, for having me. One of my favorite AP NMOs, especially when I was CBRA, because you guys always replied. So I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. And I hope to see, well, there's 117 people here. So I hope to see 117 people in different IFMSA opportunities from Chimsa. So thank you guys so much. Again, always a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much, Arya, for your time. Hopefully you are enjoying this session. Nice to meet you and see you again. Okay, and next we also have one special speaker that has been joining us. Welcome, Kevin Alvaro Handoko, as the Story Directors for term 2021-2022. Okay.
Hi everyone. I was a bit unprepared because I just knew it like last night. But then, hi everyone. I'm from Chimsa Universitas Airlangga. Thank you so much, Adeline, for inviting me.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak Gavin, for your time. And last but not least, for this question, we are going to hear the answer from Sishin, who is still searching for the RT team itself. Okay, so Sishin, how is the selection process? Is it hard or easy? And can you explain more about it, especially from the perspective of RD Elect itself?
Yeah, thank you so much, Tasha. So maybe I'll share a bit about my experience first. So I applied to the ITPC call for the term 2021 to 2022 as the General Assistant for Asia Pacific. So in contrast to what Farisan and Arya have said about their positions requiring some specific skills related to CB or PRC, for me, I would say the General Assistant position is very open-ended. So the skills required are very general. So that was a bit hard for me because literally it can be anything. But after being in the position, I can say that it's really about handling the daily tasks, the daily management of the team, doing administrative tasks, and really being flexible and adaptable to like whatever task that may come your way. Because that's what the general assistant do, like general things, as the name suggests. So at the time for me, I wouldn't say that I was the most experienced candidate because I did have some prior IFMSA experience, but I wasn't part of an IT before, and I was just a very new animal president. So I decided to, I really want to be part of this team, and I just applied and just sent in my application. And then when I saw, and then I got offered an interview, but then when I saw that the list of candidates that was released, there was 6 other people running for the same 2 positions, and I was like really shocked. It's like, whoa, there's so many strong candidates running for it. So of course the experience back then was a bit daunting, but then as the previous 2 speakers have mentioned, the interview process is really relaxing and fun. So it's nothing like a job interview, so you don't have to worry too much because the interview is really not to test your knowledge or to test your skills or to make you trip or make you look bad. Like we are always there to help you, and it is really just about getting to know you a bit more and whether you understand the job scope and whether you're a good fit for the team. So the gist of it is really that we just want to know you. So for the interview, if there's any tips I can give, is really just to be yourself. And if you have the real motivation and inspiration, then it will be very obvious. And your interviewers will definitely see that for sure. So even if you feel like you are not really up to the task, as Arya said, just apply. If you feel like this is something that you really want to do, and you feel like you are a good fit for it, then just go for it. Yeah, and as for the ITPC call this time, as I hope that you are all aware, it is currently open, and the deadline would be the 1st of September, 23:59 GMT. Right, so you still have about 1.5 days or so to apply if you are so interested. And yes, please go through the ITPC booklet because it's filled with all sorts of information about the different positions available, the different teams, and a very important resource that is included is that under the relevant officials information, you can find that most of us have linked a Google Sheet or like a PDF of relevant documents and resources that you should be familiar with. So we are really trying to make the process easy for you and to provide you with all the information that's necessary, so you don't have to feel like you don't know what will be happening, because those resources are always a good reference. But yeah, so a promotion for the APRT, I suppose. So I'm really hoping to receive applications to the many different positions that we have. So do go through the ITPC booklet to see what position fits you best. We have positions that caters to all sorts of different skill sets and personalities. Like if you have a background in the standing committees or CB or PRC, or anything in general. So yeah, take the leap, just apply. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sishin, for the answers. And we heard a little of sneak peek tips and tricks for applying the ITPC from our speakers, but I want to hear from all of our speakers what is the tips and trick for applying IFMSA ITPC, maybe for the interview or maybe for the curriculum vitae or anything tips and trick from our speakers. For the first, I want to hear from Kak Kevin.
Okay. I would like to give you a tips, which is actually, well, of course, try to apply, but also another tips would be not engaging like in IFMSA opportunities as IT, just IT or PC, because IFMSA has are offering lots of different things for your personal growth outside of medical schools, and it's something that a lot of CHIMSA people usually don't realize this, which is such a shame because IFMSA offers a lot of things. And my first IFMSA exposure was small working groups and workshop, which is I attended the TNET workshop, the training new exchange trainers, who later become I become the first exchange trainer from CHIMSA Indonesia. So my tips and tricks would be apply, learn a lot from it. There would be if you feel that you're like, if you want to learn more and you have the qualities that the people like Arya or Sashan, the coming people, I'm outgoing basically. So I don't know what's their expectation, but you can always email them asking what they need and something like that. So you know what they're expecting. That would be my tips, and then try to learn from, you know, from them, from the entire experience, from drafting the plans of action and so on. Yeah, and then if you don't get it, that's fine. There's still a lot of calls and there's also still a lot of IFMSA opportunities out there, like SWG, workshops, external meetings, opportunities. And those are the things that you can try to grasp, because I would say that would be a bit easier because you learn something more from that, and it's not a year-long position. You are just attending workshop, for example. So, you know, you learn those and build those expertise through your experiences. And this is something that CHIMSA people always forget, locally or nationally. I talked to Edlin just a few minutes ago about this, that's why it's important. And sometimes, you know, we need that experiences to do that. I know that there are a lot of not so experienced people get the position of IT, but if you want to ensure your high selectability, I would say that go to those workshops, go to those SWG opportunities, go to APRMs, go to the IFMSA General Assembly, because that's where you actually interact and learn something about IFMSA. Like basically, it's the same thing with CHIMSA. Like you cannot be applying for, let's say, a president of CHIMSA without having a proper experience first. Just a bit of 1 year experiences talking about something, you know, being active in your standing committee or something like that, it helps. And that's most probably that the CHIMSA people always forget, that we just think that IFMSA opportunities only comes once a year during the IT and PC time. That's it, I think. I want to put up that so people don't forget, because a lot of these people like that I know, like Putri starts with APRM in Japan, same with Michelle in Korea, and Sashan as well, working in SCORI at first. So, you know, those things, attending the GA, I remember Sashan when I was an RA. So it starts from there, you know, not directly jumping into a 1 year position. It starts from small thing, and then make your plans of action very, very detailed and very goal oriented. And that's something also CHIMSA people often forget. That's my tips and trick. A long one, but I hope it's a useful one. Thank you. Back to you, Edlin.
Okay, thank you, Kak Kevin, for the answer. So it's tips and trick from Kak Kevin. And For the next tips and trick, I want to hear from Michelle. Do you have any tips and trick for applying this ITPC?
Yeah, so like what Kevin said, I joined IFMSA through APRM, and that's actually where I fell in love with IFMSA, and I started researching about IFMSA, about the opportunities that are available to me. So I had opportunities like going to WHO regional committee meetings before applying for DA. But there's also like quite a number of people who doesn't have those experience but still applied, because as long as you have the right motivation, that you read the relevant materials, like every time there's an application for any external opportunities or positions in IFMSA, they would always give you relevant documents that you should read on, and more importantly, for positions, you should always consult the person before, like in that current position, just so you have the gist of what the position is. So I'm pretty sure if you're applying for the regional team, Shishan has this Google Drive, like all the documents that you need to cover, or in other IT positions, like the IT PC call is basically complete with all the documents. So as long as you read through everything, you'll be ready. And I know in the interview process, it's always going to be scary. Like even though how ready you are, you tend to be very anxious about interviews. But I'm going to say this because like I've also been to that interview process. I was also very anxious. The people interviewing you will make sure that you would be comfortable first before starting the interview. So if you're not yet ready, like it's fine. They will take time to give you the safe space for you to answer the questions whenever you're ready. And it's always going to be a learning experience, nevertheless, that if you get selected or not, because whatever the result might be, you will still learn from it. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Michelle, for the answers. So don't forget to apply for this ITPC, of course. Okay, let's move. We have one speakers more. I want to hear from Kak Farisan about tips and tricks applying the ITPC. Maybe Kak Farisan have the tips and tricks for this.
Okay, thank you, Hida, for the question. Same wise, likewise with, oh, bye, Kak Kevin, hope to meet you soon.
See you again. Bye, everyone. I have to leave because I have another meeting. Bye.
Bye. Okay, for the tips and trick, in contrast also what Michelle have already told you, and also Kak Kevin have already told you as well, be brave, because I'm one of those members that just nekat in Bahasa Indonesia. I don't know actually what is it knows in English. It was takes guts only, because when you are not comfortable with yourself to actually apply, you're not going to have the chances at all. You miss 100% the chances that you're given with. I think also the people in IFMSA also try to give you the most advantages and benefits that they can get, because they also have those benefits from the previous people that have given them the opportunities. So the first thing is be brave, be comfortable of what you are, show them what you can do is the first thing that you need to realize. You need to recognize your own skill set, what you can do and what you cannot do. If you already know your limitation, you already know what you're going to do, then put it in your own motivation. It also takes your heart to also know, hey, I like to do this. Can I offer my work at this area of working? And people will see how genuine you are. People will see how true you are to your intentions, and it will also spark your joy as well. So be brave first. And secondly, for the practical would be recheck on every single part that you need to apply with those application forms, those bundles, 5 to 6 documents that you need to give for. So just make sure everything, even the format, the points, the commas, and everything is right on the format and the settings. because some of the candidatures or participants is canceled or even deemed as invalid because they did not have the correct format or even doesn't have the exact what the booklet is trying to give the information with. So just please read out the booklet as truly as possible and send out the exact time and also the whole format supposed to be in there, because we've seen a lot of invalid candidatures. So apply. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak Farizan, and thank you so much for all the answer. I know
Sorry,
there's
can I add like a little bit of the tips and tricks?
Sure.
Because I feel like, okay, I'm going to be more technical here. So if it's all right with Michelle and Shisian, I'm going to talk in Bahasa because like everything that is said by Shisian, Michelle, and Farisan had already, and Kevin as well, had already like wrap up. So I'm going to start speaking Bahasa. Aku langsung cut to the point aja ya. Jadi di application kalian untuk daftar jadi ITPC itu nanti ada 3 dokumen yang kalian harus persiapin matang-matang, which is the motivation letter, plan of action, sama CV atau curriculum vitae. Other than that, ada administrasi dokumen lainnya seperti CF dan TDC. Itu nanti ada formatnya, kalian tinggal ngikutin aja. Tapi yang paling penting, tadi Farisan udah bilang, jangan lupa cek CF sama TDC, karena itu kayak beberapa kandidat itu ada yang invalidated karena CF dan TDC-nya nggak sesuai atau ngirimnya telat. Untuk motivation letter dulu aku mulai. Untuk motivation letter, aku sangat saranin bahwa kalian benar-benar showcase motivation kalian untuk daftar di posisi itu. Kayak contohnya gini, kalian daftar SC, ya kalian highlight misalnya motivasi kalian di SC itu gimana. Kalau ada cerita di balik kayak personal story tentang awal kalian dulu merintis dan kenapa akhirnya kalian jadi engage untuk daftar posisi tertentu, itu di-accentuate gitu. Tolong bedain Motlet sama CV, karena kalau kalian mau kayak showcase pengalaman kalian, itu ya tempatnya di CV. Motlet itu benar-benar kayak alasan kalian kenapa kalian pengen daftar. Beberapa orang kayak aku melihat setengah halaman dari motivation letternya itu biasanya diisi sama, gue pernah ini, I have been serving as bla 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 bla, tapi di CV tulisnya, di Motlet, dan menurut aku itu salah tempat, dan itu kadang bisa jadi pertimbangan kenapa kok kalian bragging tentang experience di Motlet. Jadi benar-benar kalian coba gali diri kalian lebih dalam, kalian masih punya 24 jam, lebih dari 24 jam kurang lebih untuk reevaluate lagi isi Motlet kalian itu kayak gimana. Oke, untuk CV, gak apa-apa banget kalau kalian belum inexperienced. Again, kita butuh orang yang experience, dan of course juga inexperienced people opportunities itu banyak. Dan kalian gak usah minder kalau misalnya kalian belum punya experience yang banyak baik di CIPSA atau IFMSA. Terkadang ketika kalian mendaftar sesuatu, misalnya kalian punya pengalaman di organisasi lain atau kepanitiaan lainnya yang bidangnya relevan sama apa yang kalian daftarin, kalian bisa showcase itu di CV kalian gitu. Jadi hal-hal yang menurut kalian bisa relevan sama posisi tersebut, kan kalian pasti baca ITPC bookletnya, task description-nya kayak gimana, kalian cocokin sama pengalaman yang udah kalian lakukan, misalnya kalian pernah nge-lead volunteer di kegiatan apa, dan itu di luar CIMSA misalnya, atau di luar IFMSA, itu nggak apa-apa, masukin aja, mungkin itu relevan sama bidang yang kalian ini. Terus ketika kalian menulis achievements atau milestone kalian, jangan lupa misalnya kalian contoh nih, misalnya Edlin pernah menjabat sebagai loko gitu. Nah, ada nggak sih kayak milestone tertentu selama 1 tahun kamu menjadi loko yang itu bisa jadi poin utama gitu dalam kandidatur kalian? Misalnya contoh, waktu itu aku daftar sebagai development assistant untuk Asia Pacific gitu, dan pada saat aku jadi RNDC dan aku jadi loko dulu, aku pernah ngerjain needs assessment ya, dan ternyata needs assessment itu adalah salah satu komponen yang bisa jadi menopang kerjanya DA. Nah, itu aku accentuate, jadi kayak sebagai mantan loko dan mantan RNDC, gue pernah bikin needs assessment loh, jadi kayak meskipun itu bidangnya bukan di luar bukan IFMSA, tapi itu bidangnya CIMSA, tapi karena needs assessment itu adalah 2 hal yang sama dalam apa yang mau gue apply dan apa yang udah pernah gue lakuin, itu yang di-highlight gitu. Nggak usah khawatir kalian belum datang Nasmit IFMSA, nggak usah khawatir kalian misalnya belum jadi trainers pool. Ya mungkin ada beberapa jabatan yang butuh pengalaman tertentu, tapi kalau misalnya memang gak ada requirement-nya, I'd say ya udah berani aja daftar, toh daftar gratis kan gitu loh. Kepilih juga kalian mungkin ketika kepilih justru malah yang nanti akan bayar karena kalian harus keluarin uang untuk datang meeting atau RM kayak gitu. Dan terakhir untuk plan of action, consultation sama orang yang sekarang ngisi posisi itu penting banget, dan jangan lupa kalian ketika menyusun POE pastikan sama dokumen-dokumen yang relevan. Misalnya kalian mau daftar sebagai regional team, pastinya semua dokumen yang penting, misalnya regional regulation, regional strategy, itu udah kalian baca. Jadi ketika kalian bikin POA, itu nggak melenceng dari dokumen panduannya gitu. Karena regional director atau misalnya sekalipun kalian daftar SCRA atau daftar PC gitu, kalian juga pastiin bahwa itu sesuai sama SC regulation, sama SC strategi IFMSA Global Priorities, bahwa ide POA kalian inovatif tapi nggak melenceng dari haluannya IFMSA. Itu adalah salah satu hal yang sering aku temukan ketika bantu menginterview kandidat. Idenya bagus, tapi nggak sesuai sama maunya IFMSA. Dan itu yang sering jadi pertimbangan bahwa, oke, mungkin kalian belum terpilih, mungkin kalian terlalu cemerlang sehingga itu nggak streamline sama maunya IFMSA gimana. Dan jangan lupa perhatiin core value-nya IFMSA juga, program-program yang kita dukung, kemudian external partners yang kita punya, segala macam hal itu kalau bisa, dan terkait sama posisi kalian yang kalian apply, itu diperhatikan juga. Jangan sampai kita kadang terlalu inovatif tapi nggak sesuai, atau bahkan kadang banyak poinnya tapi sebenarnya nggak nangkep maunya si direkturnya gimana, nggak nangkep maunya si VP itu kayak gimana gitu. Jadi kalau kalian bisa punya ada waktu, menurut aku selain tadi dokumen-dokumen tadi, yang penting juga adalah cocokin sama kandidatur plan dari orang yang udah elected. Kayak misalnya nih, kalian pengen daftar regional team, ya cocokin sama kandidatur plan RD-nya. Kalian mau daftar SC IT, ya cocokin sama SCO directornya, kandidatur plan-nya dia gimana, dia maunya ngapain gitu. Jadi kalian bisa bantu, namanya international assistant kan, jadi kalian bisa bantu dia, assist them on what they're trying to achieve in their term. Itu salah satu trik dari aku. Jadi sorry banget untuk, aku tahu ini udah cukup malam, tapi aku pengen menyampaikan beberapa hal yang mungkin lebih konkret dan lebih teknikal, dan semoga ini bisa membantu kalian dalam menyusun POA, ML, dan CV ke depannya. Okay. Best of luck buat teman-teman CIMSA. I'm passing over to Adeline and Shiva.
Thank you so much, Kak Putri, for that. Okay, so harapannya teman-teman bisa mengikuti tadi tips and trick dari Kak Putri, terutama dalam pembuatan CV, pembuatan moodlet, supaya nggak ketuker ya teman-teman fungsinya seperti apa. And kalau teman-teman butuh nanti untuk IFMSA Global Strategies or IFMSA Priorities, bisa feel free to reach me, karena aku akan berikan kepada teman-teman semua filenya seperti apa, jadi bisa teman-teman pakai juga, terutama dari kandidatur plan untuk teman-teman yang elected juga. Okay, thank you so much. So I know there's a lot of you who cannot wait for the next session. So we will open the question from CIMSA's member. For everyone who wants to ask to our speakers, please raise your hands. Okay, maybe we're going to wait for several seconds. Is there any one of you who wants to ask for the speakers? Okay, Najma, the time is yours.
Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to drop my curiosity. First of all, I would like to thank CIMSA for introducing us to IFMSH for this IFMSA Festival. And actually, I'm really invested in the phrase Michelle have mentioned on how, as a medical student, we could contribute. After hearing the presentation on IFMSA, I feel like the opportunity we would get if we applied would be very overwhelmingly cool. So I believe that the sooner we start, the bigger the impact we could give. And however, I'm curious of several things. First, how or can we as a first-year member in CIMSA could contribute in IFMSA? And second, how surely getting accepted would require a certain experience, and how, again, as a first-year member, we could achieve those level of experience or requirements. And third, I want to ask specifically to Kak Putri Azrina, from the story on how you enter IFMSA, I'm curious on what stage do you enter, at what stage of university do you start your journey on IFMSA? And that is all from me. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Najma, for the question. Maybe for the first question, we will ask for Session to answer this question.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for the question, Najma. So your question is about how can first-year students contribute to being part of IFMSA. So I would say the most important thing is, as a lot of people have already mentioned, is still motivation. So as long as you have the motivation as a first-year student, that there are no limits to what you can be involved in IFMSA, to be very honest. because there are so many different opportunities that's available. So if you feel like you are a bit lacking in like knowledge or skills, then you can always be involved on your NMO level first. You can get to know a bit more about the different standing committees, or get to know a bit more about the different international teams in IFMSA and see which one piques your fancy. So once you have built up a bit of knowledge, then I mean, even if you don't have that much knowledge, you are always still free to apply for the opportunities that we have to offer. If we see the different sharing sessions by the previous speakers on how they started their journey, I think we can see a lot of similarities there, in which a lot of them actually started in APRM. And in terms of like IFMSA meetings, I would say that is definitely the most accessible because it's AP, right? And AP is always a family. So when you come to APRM, you will really get to know the vibe of what it is like, especially in AP, to be in IFMSA. And at the same time, you can build some capacity and get to know a lot more. Like when I joined August meeting in Taiwan, that was my first meeting. Going in, I knew nothing about IFMSA. But just after that one meeting, like it opened my eyes so much and it motivated me so very much. And as Arya also mentioned, don't be afraid if you don't have that much experience, because especially for opportunities like external delegations, for example, to external meetings, for example, we do take into account the experience level of the delegates, and we aim to have an experience balance. So in addition to the people who have amazing CVs and comprehensive experience, we also want to include some proportion of members who are very new to this, because we also want to build the capacity of these general members, and also this can also ensure the sustainability of our organization in passing on of knowledge and so on. So yeah, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shishin, for the answers. Maybe we can hear too from Michelle.
Yeah, definitely. So just by being a first-year medical student, by just being interested in IFMSA is already the first step. My NMO, AMSA Philippines, was my first training ground, because of course you have to start somewhere first. It has been like a playground for me to tell my ideas, share my ideas in my NMO, and we were able to create activities there, sessions in our NGAs. So after that, after having that experience in your NMO, it's definitely so much more easier to upgrade to IFMSA. And the best place to really step up is APRM, since like everyone else here, APRM was their stepping stone to IFMSA, and having interactions with different Asia Pacific members really changed me a lot and inspired me a lot, because for usually in Asia Pacific, we have more or less the same problems in our countries, in medical education, for example. So sharing of ideas, you also bring that to your NMO. And if you're more motivated, of course, apply for IFMSA. As Sushian said, that experience is a factor, but then we motivation is a bigger factor for us, since even if you have experience, if you don't have enough motivation, definitely it's not going to be a good application for you. And for external opportunities, we also consider experience balance, aside from gender and regional balance. So if you think that applying to a certain external opportunity or IFMSA opportunity or IFMSA position, we do consider experience, but then it's not everything. So if you, as a first year medical student, if you think you have the enough motivation, enough knowledge for that position or for that opportunity, no one's stopping you from applying, because you definitely always have a chance in those kinds of opportunities. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Michelle, for the answer. So don't be afraid because of your first year medical students. Okay, for the last question from Najma, maybe we can hear from Kak Putri for the answer.
Okay, I'm asking for permission to our distinguished guest to speak in Bahasa, just so that I can make sure that it's actually accessible for most of people here. And since it's already super late in Jakarta and the GMT +7 potentially 8 as well. Okay, Jadi aku daftar APRM itu masih semester 2 Najma. Jadi aku bener-bener definisi newbie baru, udah definisi maba di CIMSA dan maba beneran maba. Jadi anak tahun pertama kayak kamu mungkin gitu. Aku nggak tahu sih kamu first year atau bukan, tapi ya gitulah masih first year. Aku inget banget waktu aku interview jadi member CIMSA, itu seminggu setelahnya langsung interview untuk APRM. Jadi agak cukup tight banget deadline-nya gitu ya. Bahkan aku waktu itu ikut entah gimana waktu itu regulasi region, tapi aku pertama kali ikut TNT itu masih jadi kayak sambil ngerjain tugas magang sambil jadi trainee TNT region waktu itu. Jadi aku juga waktu itu nggak tahu sih gimana kok bisa gitu ya setelah aku pikir-pikir. Soalnya kan AF harusnya ada nomor member ID ya, tapi nggak tahu deh dulu gimana kok bisa gitu. Menurut aku gini sih, kalau misalnya kan tadi pertanyaan kamu gimana caranya berkontribusi untuk IFMSA. Nah, menurut aku di sini adalah mungkin sebagai first year member atau mungkin second year member, kamu nggak usah mikir muluk-muluk jauh banget untuk kontribusi ke IFMSA. Ini justru saatnya kamu jadi selfish. Jangan pikirin apa yang bisa kamu kontribusin buat IFMSA, jangan pikirin apa yang kamu bisa kontribusin buat CIMSA dulu, tapi pikirin apa yang bisa justru kamu dapetin dari IFMSA, apa yang bisa kamu dapetin dari CIMSA. Apalagi first year member, second year member, itu kan pasti ada sesuatu hal yang menurut kamu appealing ketika kamu daftar in the first place untuk dua organisasi ini misalnya. Ya maksudnya kalau join CIMSA pasti automatically daftar jadi member IFMSA juga ya. Jadi menurut aku ambil kesempatan yang bisa kamu ikutin. Kalau misalnya jadi ITPC mungkin terlihat seperti long shot gitu. Karena kan memang namanya ITPC, kamu harus berkontribusi, benar-benar melakukan kerja dengan komitmen year long ya. Tapi kalau misalnya kamu ngambil opportunities dulu, misalnya kamu ikut small working group, kamu misalnya ikut kegiatan representasi eksternal, kamu ikut kegiatan training-training yang suka dikasih gratis gitu kan. Apalagi kita punya capacity building fest, kita punya misalnya kayak CB camp, itu capacity building aja, belum lagi kayak misalnya ada SDG campaign week atau misalnya programs week gitu, itu isinya benar-benar opportunity semua dari IFMSA. Dan menurut aku untuk memulai stepping stone-nya adalah dari situ, kamu ikut dulu yang banyak, jadi kamu expose dulu nih sama IFMSA dan CIMSA, baru setelah itu ketika kamu merasa udah punya comprehensive knowledge, bisa deh untuk kontribusi menjadi lebih lanjut. Misalnya dulu kayak, ini aku contoh cerita aku aja ya, jadi IFMSA punya majalah namanya MSI, Medical Student International gitu. Dulu aku pertama kali MSI, ya aku baca dulu. Jadi pada saat aku first year member, aku baca ini majalah apa sih, kok kayaknya isinya menarik gitu. Ketika aku udah 2 tahun di IFMSA, baru aku coba kayaknya aku berani deh untuk mulai jadi content editor, dan aku daftar pada saat itu. Mereka requirements-nya minta TOEFL di atas 600, kebetulan kayak, kayaknya aku mumpuni nih, kebetulan habis ngambil tes TOEFL juga buat kampus gitu kan, daftar gitu. Jadi ketika ada opportunities yang memang kamu rasa kamu bisa dan kamu udah punya cukup knowledge untuk itu, ya bisa untuk berkontribusi. Tapi sekali lagi, benar yang kata kamu bilang, harus dimulai sejak dini. Nggak ada caranya lain selain kamu memulai sejak dini. Banyak kok opportunity buat first year member, kayak kemarin kita buka Asia Pacific, ada regional priorities, kita buka special interest group, isinya ada environmental health, gender equity, sama action di bawah SCORE. Itu mostly isinya justru malah new member. Dan kita juga punya Asia Pacific Academy. Untuk Asia Pacific, itu kita secara spesifik kita ngomong loh kayak nama presiden, tolong untuk Asia Pacific Academy, yang ikut jangan NO-nya, please member yang lain gitu. Saking kita pengen memastikan bahwa ini kesempatan yang bagus untuk di-share sama newbie kayak gitu. Jadi kalau ketika kamu jadi kayak jangan, benar tadi kata speaker sebelumnya, bahwa ketika kamu merasa kamu unexperienced, justru kadang ada kesempatan yang diambil untuk unexperienced member. Dan itu hal yang sama ketika aku daftar APRM. Ternyata ketika aku daftar APRM 2017, CIMSA justru butuhnya delegasi member, bukan delegasi OVI, bukan delegasi national officials, delegasi member. Dan aku ternyata masuk dari delegasi member setelah aku tahu. Jadi tenang aja, banyak banget kesempatan di sana. Dan ketika sekarang kita juga udah transitioning back to offline, aku yakin akan sangat banyak opportunities ke depannya. Dan satu lagi, jangan menyerah kalau kalian baru ditolak sekali. Kayak aku tahun ini jadi, Michelle, I'm telling you about my WHO CRO story. So WHO is opening a Southeast Asia Region Committee meeting this year in Bhutan. And this is actually my 4th or 5th time applying after being rejected 4 times the prior years. So just saying that, go for it. Registration fee is free. You got nothing to lose if you don't try, right? So take all the chances that you can get. So that's for me. And I'm passing over back to Tasha and the other speakers. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Kak Putri, for the answer. Okay. Maybe I want to hear the answer too from Kak Gilang. You want to add more answer?
Okay, I think I just want to add a little things that the access that Najma can knowing about everything that Puta said. Jadi kamu bisa akses itu dari Facebook. Nah, jadi kalau buat anak Indonesia biasanya nggak mau ya main Facebook. Nah, jadi mulai dari sekarang teman-teman yang hadir itu boleh buka Facebook yang lama atau bikin baru Facebook dan ikutin semua Facebook dari IFMSA karena informasi yang terupdate itu dari sana. Dulu aku pertama kali first my info to IFMSA was becoming the SWG team for the Internal Development Assistant for Asia Pacific. Jadi aku dulu Lori ya, aku jadi Lori terus aku join ke SWG-nya dari regional team. And it was super fun because I'm working with Vicky. Everything now is Vicky here. Okay, I think it's not. Jadi dari sana Najma, jadi kamu download Facebook ya, yang lain juga karena orang Indonesia tuh pasti nggak main Facebook gitu. Jadi dari sana bisa teman-teman dapetin informasinya karena dulu aku kayak gitu, kepoin Facebook terus ini ada opportunities nih kayaknya aku bisa join dan aku tuh dulu dapat info tuh nggak dari NO aku, nggak dari presiden aku, nggak dapet juga dari siapapun dah. Aku coba iseng aja waktu dulu jadi first year member diwajibin sama OVI lokal untuk add Facebook group. Nah, jadi kayak add Facebook group terus ternyata ada opportunities. I think that access is very important for you to download Facebook and make the account. Thank you.
Oke, terima kasih banyak Kak Gilang untuk tambahannya. Yes, benar banget teman-teman jangan lupa untuk di add group ya kalau misalkan di Facebook itu biar baca-baca juga broadcast-nya. Okay, thank you for the answers and we will move to the next question and thank you Najma for your question. We will hear from Kahiban.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity. Tasha, hello everyone. So I would like to ask you regarding the this might be a little bit specific to the FMSA itself. Maybe I would like to ask about FMSA priorities and SDGs that has been aligned since 2017, 2018, I guess. And that would be a focus of the elected VPA for this year's. So maybe you could explain me, you could maybe, I want to know more about the what is IFMSA priorities and SDGs and what is the what is the meaning of that and maybe what is what it can be related to program coordinators itself. I guess that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Kahiban, for the question. Maybe, okay, I want to hear from Sishin. Sishin, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tasha, and thanks for the question, Ivan. So I understand that your question is mostly related to like IFMSA priorities. So for the IFMSA, we actually do have IFMSA global priorities, and these are renewed every term. So for the coming term, I believe we have two, if I'm not mistaken, with like pandemic preparedness being one of them. So for this kind of global priorities, admittedly, we don't address them too much on the regional level. So if you look at the proposal document proposed by the IFMSA EB, so they of the two priorities, they have like internal and external indicators. So for the internal indicators, our standing committees work on them throughout the year, through their activities, through their initiatives, whereas the external indicators, the liaison officers work on them in collaboration and connecting with like external parties and organizations that the IFMSA is partners with. Right? But then what is a bit more relevant, I suppose, for our region, the Asia Pacific region, is that we have regional priorities. So how we go about selecting this is that at the start of every new term, we will have a regional priorities needs assessment, and then we will see like what kind of topics are the priorities and interests of our members, our animals for the term. Then we will decide on usually three. Like for example, for this term, I think Puchi has mentioned this. Our regional priorities are action, gender equity, and environmental health. So what we do with these regional priorities is that we have like events or initiatives. So for the past 2 years, we have something called the special interest groups to actually engage general members in achieving these regional priorities through organizing different events, through capacity building, and through webinars, so all sorts of these kind of things. So for next year, we will have another set of new regional priorities, and then we will see how we can go about addressing them. And you can most definitely be assured that the members of the Asia Pacific will be involved in it.
Okay, thank you, Shishin, for your answer. Okay, maybe we want to hear from one more speaker. Maybe from Michelle, please.
Yeah, so I think you also mentioned about like SDGs and the role of the VPA with regards to that. So the Vice President of Activities is in charge of the programs in IFMSA. I'm sorry. And we usually incorporate the SDGs in those programs, whether through sessions or even like because we usually have sorry it's my usually we do that in sessions that in terms of like programs week the programs coordinator usually helps members know more how to incorporate SDGs and other programs in their activities, and the VPA is in charge of actually coordinating all those things. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Michelle, for the answers. So that's from our speakers. Okay, Hiban, is there any question more or it's clear?
I think that's enough. It's quite answering my questions. Thank you, Shishan and Michelle, for the answer.
Okay, thank you, Hiban, for the questions too. So let's move to the last question. And before we close the festival, maybe we want to hear the closing statement from our speakers. Maybe from Kak Farisan first, the closing statement for us.
Hey, the world is a big place. You'll never know where you'll get your first chances, but IFMSA will always open for you, and just be open to apply and you'll be there and the world awaits. Thank you.
Okay, that's a good closing statement from Kak Farisan. Okay, next, maybe from Kak Putri, is there any closing statement from you?
I think my closing statement would be the usual that I'm giving. You'll never know until you try. And remember that applying and registering for something that even you're scared of is free. So like the expensive thing would be the regret of not doing it. So you should take all of the chances that you can get. And just remember that if you failed once, it doesn't mean that you're going to fail many times. Like I always use my story on how I've actually never part of the national officials of CHIMSA, but then here I am. I got rejected from Sierra almost 5 times, but then here I am. being a delegation in my last year in medical school. Actually, I'm already a doctor, so it took me 6 years to actually become a part of something huge that I believed in, and seek out as many as opportunities that you can get, because it will never come twice. And I believe that I think IFMSA is a really huge and broad hub for us all, coming from different universities, coming from different ethnicities, coming from different backgrounds. We are all here gathered as a one federation. So use that wisely. You only have until 6 months of graduation, and after that, the opportunity will lost. Like, it'll be lost. So that's for me. If you have any questions, in case because of the short of time I wrapped most of the time, please rewatch the live stream, maybe in a slower tempo, or you can feel free to contact me. I'll just send out my contact person in the Zoom chat. So I'm passing over back to Shifa.
Okay, thank you Kak Putri for the answer. So let's move to the closing statement from Michelle. Maybe you want to give a closing statement for us?
Yeah, thank you so much. Like for over the past few years, CHIMSA has been an essential part in the AP region in terms of representing our region in IFMSA. Like currently we have like 5 members from CHIMSA in the international team. And these types of events like this IFMSA Festival is honestly really helpful for all CHIMSA members to be active in IFMSA, whether you're just a general member, a national officer, a local officer, like everyone has the potential to join IFMSA. And I just want you to know that we're welcoming everyone to apply to any type of opportunity in IFMSA. And we're more than happy to have more CHIMSA members with us. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michelle, for the answer. And thank you for your coming here. And from Shishin, do you have any closing statement for us?
Yeah. So I believe a lot has already been said, but I would like to thank CHIMSA for holding this IFMSA Festival. So really hoping that you learned a bit or a lot about IFMSA today, and seeing everyone here today already shows that all of you have shown some sort of interest or motivation to be a part of this, and I'm really hoping that you will discover the magic of it and be involved however you are. I suppose it is also important for you to perhaps think about like what you want to get out of medical school, so that you can find the motivation there, and really hoping to see you join us. And just one last promotion for our ITPC call that is currently ongoing. So I'm hopefully you are just a bit more inspired after the sessions today, and really hoping to see everyone. And lastly, terima kasih kerana menjemput saya pada malam ini, dan semoga berjaya.
Oh, a little surprise about that bahasa Indonesia. Okay, thank you, Shishin, for your answer. And for Kak Gilang, do you have any closing statement again, or you want to add more your closing statement for us?
Okay, I think my closing statement for all of you here who are waiting until end. Thank you. And hopefully you will apply for anything that IFMSA will provide for you. And don't be worried and don't be scared about anything that you want to apply anything in IFMSA or CHIMSA. Because I know that you have a special potential. You have that things that you can improve yourself being the part of IFMSA. So that's it. And sorry, happy Independence Day for Malaysia, Shishin. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Independence Day too for Shishin. Okay, for the next session, we have what, Tasha?
Okay, so we are going to close this session with documentation. Thank you so much for Kak Gilang, Kak Putri, Shishin. and Kak Farisan, and also Michelle for attending the station and for sharing your insightful experience to us. Hopefully that this event can help you guys to reach more CIMSA members to IFMSA. So thank you so much. Okay, so I'm inviting all of the participants to turn on your camera and to take a picture together with the IFMSA team. Yuk, boleh yuk teman-teman, kita on cam dulu, kita foto sama kakak-kakak karena jarang ketemu ya. Sekali-sekali, jadi let's go. Dan jangan lupa untuk pendaftarannya, walaupun di publikasi aku bikin tanggal 31 Agustus, tapi sebenarnya diperpanjang teman-teman jadi sampai 1 September besok 23.59. Jadi untuk teman-teman semuanya yang mau mendaftar masih ada kesempatan, don't worry, dan feel free to reach me untuk konsul-konsul mungkin bagaimana pendaftarannya atau sesimpel ngecek apakah application formnya sudah lengkap atau belum. Oke, thank you so much guys for the enthusiasm. Oke, mungkin kita bisa foto bareng-bareng, bisa dibantu sama teman-teman Afinas.
Oke, mungkin aku bisa bantu ya. Oke, teman-teman, apakah ada yang mau on cam lagi? Oke, langsung aja ya. Oke, on the count of 3, 1, hold on. Okay, first slide, 1, 2, 3. Second slide, 1, 2, 3. The third slide, no one. Okay, third slide, 3, 2, 1. Maybe with CIMSA style. CIMSA.
Okay, please make the C word, please. Okay, thank you.
All right, from the first slide again, 3, 2, 1. Second slide, 3, 2, 1. And the last slide, 3, 2, 1. All right.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll
Oh, we
search for
actually
you.
have a request for like an Asia Pacific style. If anyone would like to join the AP Korean Hearts.
AP Heart. Yes.
Yes. Can you turn on your camera back again?
Sarang Hill. AP Heart, everyone. Oke, mungkin WK boleh dibantu.
Okay. Once more. Oh. Okay, first slide, 3, 2, 1. Second slide, 3, 2, 1. Third slide, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay, once again, thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for all the speakers for your insightful answers, and see you in another opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you and goodbye all.
Good night. Don't forget to rest. You have school tomorrow or hospital.
Bye, thank you. See you.
Thank you kakak-kakak.
Thank
And
you
also thank you
kakak-kakak
FT
and
Farm.
teman-teman.
Terima kasih semua.